Tennessee, northeast of Memphis, where it looks like a winter wonderland. He's no longer behind any cars.
Maybe the interstate might be closed still at that point. I don't think so.
Hey, Susan, for becoming a member.
Oh, should be okay.
Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Max, another accident this time on I-20 in Shreveport, Louisiana. This is just north of the airport. That is in camera slot 3. It looks like this might be two different accidents actually. One person in the right shoulder, one person in the median, that happened on different directions of the highway at more or less the same time.
Alrighty, thank you, Riley, for the update. So we'll go full camera to that. This is over in Louisiana. This is the first accident that we've seen on a camera today in Louisiana. It's been mostly Tennessee and Texas thus far. The left side of your screen, there's an accident there, and then there's one on the right side. Car in a ditch. Looks like a couple of cars involved in an accident on the left side. So both directions here on I-20 at Monkhouse, and that's mile marker 13, which is, I believe, right next to Shreveport. So, again, Shreveport is bottom right of your screen. You can see how intense the freezing rain is right now. And, again, you can track the freezing rain, all the precipitation that's happening right now inside of the Radar Omega app. The top link in the description below. That is what we're looking at right now across northern Louisiana, right near I-20. Heavy freezing rain is currently ongoing near Monroe and Shreveport. This is another good example of why you should be staying off the roadways. Here's a map of all of our watches and warnings right now across the country. I do want to just quickly point out that this is one of the largest areas that you'll basically, ever see when it comes to our expansive area of winter storm watches and warnings. It includes about 50% of the United States right now in terms of population density. So this is a very large area that we're talking about. We have winter storm warnings in effect from Dallas, Fort Worth, and Houston, all the way back into New England. The purple here that my cursor's over, that right there is ice storm warnings, which do not include Houston right now, but they do include areas just to your north, near Nacogdoches and Lufkin, and Shreveport and Monroe. We just got a new winter storm warning, it looks like, for Maine. So Maine's actually just been upgraded as I speak to winter storm warnings. So that's up here. Back over
What's up, y'all?
Atlanta and upstate South Carolina like Greenville. We are also looking at ice storm warnings, and then areas that are hard hit by lean.
Just chilling out watching the coverage from the winter storm. So you want to chat, say what's up. What's up, Avril, Luca,
Hey Max,
Jose?
we also missed Delaware.
What's up, y'all?
So we're gonna go ahead and make it.
I'm in like South Louisiana, so we don't really have a Dark Knight. What's up? What am I watching? I am currently watching the Max Velocity YouTube channel. This is his coverage of the storm that's going on right now. I'm in the south part of Louisiana, so we're not supposed to get like, where I am, we're not supposed to get like a lot, but I think sometime tomorrow it's supposed to temperature's supposed to drop, and we're supposed to get like some chances of ice. I don't think it's gonna be freezing rain. I think it's just gonna be you got a Allison, you have a blizzard. All right, Dark Knight, you have a YouTube channel. Cool, I'll check it out. I can't get on there right now because I'm streaming with my phone. You have 12 feet of snow. Luca, wow, where are you at? 12 feet of snow. You must be in like Antarctica or something. Wow, where are you at, Allison? ASI, I don't know where that's at. Asia? Did you leave an A out? Oh, Antarctica? Yeah. Yeah, you have to have that much snow. But we're not supposed to get a bunch of the, like, none of the freezing rain or all that stuff. That's supposed to be like North Louisiana, Texas, and then further up, going to like Arkansas, Tennessee, and all that area. Allison, you're in Ohio? Cool. You're renting a little cabin in Antarctica?
Connor Croft is going by the.
Is that like a vacation? I would never take a vacation to Antarctica. I don't like cold weather. Tonight I will have a storm. Like, I could cut the power out. Yeah, they're saying maybe here too. Right now I'm watching. He's in like. So Max, if you don't watch his channel, he has a lot of storm chasers that he shows their feed. Um, 6 to 12 feet. Alice in Ohio, 6 to 12 feet. No, maybe inches. I don't think, and I don't even think Ohio's supposed to get that much. Jam City, Arkansas is probably going to get a lot of ice. Um, Me and my friend without power. Y'all don't have power in Antarctica, Luca? Wow, that's crazy. Not somewhere I want to be. Yeah, maybe inches, Alice, and I can see that. But he's in like the person he's watching right now is one of the storm chasers. He shows their feeds. If you never watched the Max Velocity, it's a whole lot better than any national weather coverage. This is all I watch when it comes to severe weather or anything like this. But a lot of his storm chasers right now are in Nashville. I used to live in Nashville. That's why I have the Predators hat on, the Nashville Predators. The game starts in like 45 minutes. I think it was supposed to be originally a 2 o'clock game, and because of it's supposed to be, it's already snowing. I'm looking at footage right now in Nashville on his channel. It's snowing pretty heavily, and the roads are not that great right now. But it's supposed to turn to ice, which will make it even more dangerous. So I guess that's why they moved the game up. Hopefully they'll still have it. Well, I say that. I mean, if it's going to be dangerous to where people are going to, as far as getting out and going to watching the game, I don't want that. I mean, if it comes down to it for safety, I mean, cancel the game. But I'm excited to watch the game. But I don't want, it's not worth it for people's life to be put in danger. Dark Knight, you live in Dunn, California, North Carolina. Almost said California. Allison, you're red. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Does it mean you're mad? You're sunburnt? What?
North Texas has begun closing for Monday, and I pray Tuesday will have a late start. I think the problem is with this winter storm, our temperatures are going to be basically below freezing. And for a lot of you guys, it's not Texas, but these are the temperatures.
But yeah, so I'm just sitting here chilling, waiting for the game to come on. And trying to stay warm. I'm not gonna get it as bad as a lot of the people are. I just hope we don't lose power tomorrow or Monday or anything like that, because I hate cold weather and being without power during the cold weather. I have a small generator, but it's not. Yeah, I have some gasoline, I think, out there, but the generator is not gonna power that much, so it's not. I'm not really set up for losing power in a situation like that. Do I play on Roblox? No, I don't even know what that is. You're mad, Allison? Why are you mad, Allison? You have a sunburn, I guess that's what you meant. I do. I don't know what Roblox is, Dark Knight. Is that a game or is that some kind of I don't know, some kind of. Well, obviously it's some kind of game if you're playing it. But I mean, is it like a game on Xbox or PlayStation, or is it more like one of those computer games where it's like you log in and it's like what are those called? I don't even know what you call those kind of games, but okay, so it's like Fortnite or something like that, or Call of Duty or something. What's that game that they said Elon Musk is like really good at? Like he's like one of the best in the world. Y'all know? Any device. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't really have. I have one gaming console. It's an old PlayStation. I mean, not old PlayStation. It's an old Nintendo. It's the Super Nintendo. I don't even know if it works. I don't have a power cord for it. I used to have an Xbox years ago, but I don't have that anymore. I haven't had a gaming console in a long time. I've considered buying one nowadays, but I'm always so busy. I don't know when I would find the time to play. I mentioned on my last live stream that um, I would like to get one and play the game No Man's Sky. That looks really cool. That game interests me a lot. How big it is, and all the different places you can go. Like you can never visit all the worlds, and possibly even like make a you know maybe start another channel or something and have it like, or maybe even do it on this one. I don't know, but just like uh, make videos about learning it, and playing it. Pro Tanker, are you busy with personal things and stuff? What does that mean? Personal things.
So most areas across Tennessee will be dealing with freezing rain and sleet by this evening. Freezing rain will continue back into areas like North Texas, northern Louisiana,
I don't know what you mean.
Central Arkansas.
All right, Allison, take it easy. Take easy. Take it easy. I hope you do well in the ice storm and all this. Hope you don't have any issues. Am I doing anything with friends and family today? No. No, just me at home today, chilling out. I'm not going anywhere. I bought some stuff yesterday, some groceries, so I'm not planning on leaving the house. I mean, right now it's just like in the 40s. I think it's raining still outside. I can't really hear right now, but it was raining earlier, but it's like in the 40s. Sometime tomorrow it's supposed to drop like in the 20s, or maybe like low 30s. It's supposed to get to freezing temperature, so whatever rain is, has passed through the roads or whatever, all that's probably going to turn to ice. So I don't really want to drive and all that. So hopefully, I mean, from tomorrow, whatever time it starts to do that, till, yeah, I hope you don't get hurt either, Allison. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. But whatever time tomorrow that happens and the ice starts accumulating, if we get any or whatever, I'm just gonna stay home all day today and tomorrow, and then possibly Monday. It's gonna be really cold Monday, but I don't know what like the roads are gonna be like. Hopefully there won't be a lot of ice or anything. And Monday I may get out and I won't. I mean, I'm not gonna go anywhere like just riding around or anything. But if I have to go like somewhere, if I have to run to the store or something, I may go Monday. I think I'm working from home. I mean, I'll be doing work on the computer probably most of the week because when we have like a field day, when we go out in the field, we're a lot of our work. Well, actually, like all of our work is done. Like we have to launch boats and travel out to the sites and stuff where we work. So that's not a Ravens beanie, Pro Tanker. This is a Nashville Predators. And you see it's a hockey team. That's the logo. Their game starts in about 30 minutes. So I'm just kind of chilling out, watching the snow coverage, the winter storm coverage, and waiting for the Predators game to start. If they don't cancel it. It was supposed to be a 2 o'clock game originally, and I saw that they changed it to a 12:30 game. And Nashville's, I'm watching right now. I mean, they're all over Tennessee. They keep showing Nashville here. If you go to Ryan, I used to watch that one, but if you go to Max Velocity's YouTube channel, no problem, Pro Tanker. You can watch the same thing I'm watching. He's doing a really great job showing the coverage of everywhere that's going to be affected by this winter storm. And he keeps showing Nashville. And it's just getting progressively worse. I mean, it's mostly snow right now, but I think it's about to transition into like freezing rain. So they very well could cancel the game altogether. I don't know. I haven't heard that, but in about 30 minutes or so, I'm going to tune in, turn it to the game, and see what they say.
pretty long lasting. I think we're going to end up seeing around.
The problem is, I mean, trying to have a game like that downtown Nashville, like even some of the Storm Chasers I'm watching right now. We play. Who do we play today? I think we played Buffalo today. No, or Utah. I don't even remember who we played. I mean, it's supposed. I think they're a young team. You know, a lot of young players and stuff, really fast. It's kind of the same. The game we had the other day, the same kind of deal. And I mean, we were down 3-0. We came back and won. It was a big comeback. I don't know really what to expect today. We're trying to fight for a wild card spot. Before like the victory yesterday or Tuesday, sorry, we had lost 2 in a row. So we need to put some wins together to get some points to get back in the wild card. But I feel like if we don't get down like we did the last game plus the game before that, we got out of hand in the third quarter and it was terrible. But our third period, but if we can just not get down, I think we'll be okay. I think we can win this. Just don't let them score 2 or 3 goals, and play from a deficit. I think we'll be okay. We got to stay hungry. We got to stay busy. Can't get into a lull. That's kind of where we got in trouble when the intensity drops and we can get into a lull. Next thing we know, we look up and we're down by 2 or 3. So if we don't do that, I think we'll be okay. But the reason I'm kind of wondering if they're going to cancel this is, I mean, downtown Nashville, it's showing like I'm watching coverage right now on Max Velocity's channel. There's snow all over the place there. I see some cars on the road, but there's not a whole lot. Well, downtown Nashville, where the Predators play, when there's a game, there's a lot of. This is just like regular when there's no weather or anything. There's a lot of traffic that goes downtown to watch the Predators. So I don't know if they're worried about the road conditions being really bad. If they have a game, that's going to be a lot of people out driving around all over those roads. So they could cancel it to keep people safe. I don't know. I haven't heard that. I appreciate that, Pro Tanker. I hope they win too. Allison, you back. You doing good. You survived. Glad to see it. You said you're in Ohio, right, Allison? Right now, I'm watching the kind of the coverage map of where everything's supposed to go. It looks like y'all might get a little bit of snow, but nothing too bad.
Yeah, this is the latest model data. It's pretty crazy. Areas like southern New England and Boston are seeing a lot of snow. Now, in terms of total snowfall along the East Coast and the Ohio Valley, this is where the most significant snow is going to fall. Areas like Columbus and Cleveland, Ohio, are going to pick up right around 10 to 15 inches of snow.
Well, no, are you near Cleveland, Ohio?
15 to 18 inches of snow in some isolated locations.
He just said, let me show you the map. He just said, like, over there in Cleveland, Ohio, they're supposed to get, like, almost up to a foot of snow. Can you see that? So, Allison, can you see Ohio? That's some high snow totals. Almost a foot. A little bit over a foot in some areas. You're in Columbus. Wow. So, I mean, you'll get, you're going to get some snow. I don't think the ice is going to get up there. I think it'll just be snow. But, just make sure, I guess, you got everything in order as far as if you can get snowed in, I don't know if, you'd have to go to the store and buy anything, but I would definitely get it now before it starts. And I don't know how well y'all do up there with, I never really lived there. Well, I've never lived there at all, but I've very rarely even been there to Ohio. I think I only been to airports when I had layovers and stuff. That's really the only thing in Ohio I've ever been to. But I would say that you probably need to check with your local, weather station or whatever to see if it's bad outside or wherever you're going. But I don't know if y'all's infrastructure is really good up there. I know in Nashville when I lived there, they did pretty good with like keeping the roads plowed and you know the salt trucks and everything. Here in Louisiana, it's not like that. That's just because we don't really have, we don't really deal with that. So we try to set the phone up like this. We don't have to hold it. Y'all can still see me. Go like that. I need one more tripod. I have like one of those. I have one of those little other ones like that has like a ring light on it, but I don't really know where I'd put it in here. I don't really feel like going to get it.
It's actually pretty crazy how many people are down here in downtown.
Okay, so now they're showing downtown Nashville and they're showing out to y'all. They're showing, he's like, wow, there's a lot of people down here. And I can see a guy walking with a Preds, you see the guy walking with a Preds shirt on? I believe that's real close to where the Preds play, where that honky tonk and all that is. Let's see what road they're on. Yeah, it would be just behind that, where the car was traveling down the road. Just behind them is where the Preds play. So y'all can see that. I guess they are going to have the game because he even made a comment like, wow, there's a lot of people out. He must not know about the Preds game. But can y'all still see me? Dang it. I don't know how to do this. So I don't want to hold this phone. How about that? Yeah, there you go. Now they're showing someone's dog playing in the snow. In Shelbyville, Tennessee.
It's snowing for about an hour. Or in Ferguson, Missouri. This is over in Salina, Kansas. Just a little bit of snow. I would say that's just a little bit, not really much.
You're on your mom's account, Allison?
We said you're the Scott Hansen of weather.
So is your name Allison? Or is that your mom?
Free weather coverage. Red Zone actually can't say commercial free anymore, but still. We basically have commercial free weather coverage. This is snow back over in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It's also dawn over in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Big snowflakes. Another dog playing in the snow.
I'm watching all the Tennessee, like it's showing, people are submitting photos. So wherever you live, like you could do this if you wanted to, Allison. You could actually go on his show, like his live stream right now, Max Velocity, and there's a way on there. I think it's look, it says right there. If you want to send photos or videos, go to reports.maxvelocitywx.com, and you can actually, okay, Grayson, you can actually take a picture of whatever the weather is around you in Ohio right now, and send it in, and he's showing pictures and videos that people are sending in from all over the place. A lot of it's from Nashville and the surrounding area right now, different areas of Tennessee. I mean, there's Texas and other places too, but I used to live there in Nashville, so it's kind of nostalgic, or funny, I guess you can say. Watching all this, because like a lot of the areas are showing like I'm familiar with those areas, and I remember like when I lived there, seeing a bunch of snow like this. We don't get a lot of snow here in Louisiana. Very, very rare. But if you go to my, later on, whatever, if you want to go watch some of my older videos, I made some last year. We had a historic snow. It was actually a blizzard. It was the first time ever in Southwest Louisiana we had a blizzard. But we got like here at my house, we got like 7 inches of snow, something like that. Okay, so he just said something about the hockey game. Yeah, he's saying that he's seen all the traffic. I didn't know there was a hockey game going on today.
The only thing you can think of, but if you are one of the people tuning in that are going to that game or are at that game right now, just make sure you're driving slowly and very safely when you're going home, because the big problem that we're going to have in Nashville is that
he's talking about right now all the people that's going to the game, which I'll show y'all. You see that? I don't know if y'all can. If the TV's too bright. Yeah, you can't really see it because of the brightness of the TV. Well, you can barely see it. See where the stoplight's coming over the road? And it's pointing towards the other side of the road? There's a almost looks like one of those towers that like you know like the cell towers or whatever. It kind of looks like that. That's like a needle. They call it what's kind of tower or whatever. That's the Bridgestone Arena. So that's like the top of it. That's where the Preds play. So you can see all the traffic down there. And like I say, he just mentioned it. I guess somebody in the chat must have told him that there was a hockey game. So I don't know how to flip this up to where y'all would be able to see me better. Just try not to hold it. I guess that's good. But yeah, I guess somebody in the chat told him there was a game, and he just showed downtown Nashville. So I guess they're still gonna have it, the game, because I mean there's a lot of people down there right now. So that would suck if all those people drove down there and Sababe. I don't know how to say it. I'm gonna call you Sab because I don't know how to say that. I'm doing well. How are you? You're 8 years old, Grayson. Okay. But yeah, that would suck if you drove all the way down there to watch the hockey game and then they cancel it. So I guess now they're locked in. They're probably going to have it no matter what. They're giving the weather update right now of the progression of the storm moving through Memphis and all that, heading up towards Nashville. But this is mostly like the freezing rain stuff. Man, I can't hardly breathe out of my nose today. That happens a lot. I've always had really bad allergies, but I've always been a mouth breather. But some days are better than others. But what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to have to sit here and watch this for like another 25, 30 minutes until the hockey game starts. And then I'm obviously going to sit here and watch the hockey game. And then after that, I'll probably go in there in the other room and do some work, list some stuff. I sell, if you don't know, if you're just tuning in, you don't really watch my channel. I sell on like Etsy and eBay and stuff. Like I kind of have a side reselling business. So like most of my videos are about that. That's why I actually started the YouTube channel. So I'm gonna do that after a while. Once the game is over, at some point, I'll probably stop the live stream either during the game or after the game ends, whatever, and then reset up and everything, and just get everything, the way I want it before I go live again. I'm not gonna stay live while I do the whole transition or whatever. And I've just recently started making lives. That's cool, Grayson. How much snow do you have outside? Or are you just watching out the window if you're not went out there?
Over 1 inch of ice accumulation, which is just so bad because those areas were just hit very hard again a couple of years ago by Hurricane Helene. And I truly do think the power outage is going to be widespread in that area tomorrow. It's just not good.
I feel sorry for all these people that are going to be without power. I mean, I hope we could lose it. I hope we don't, but I don't know how long it would be out for. But we're like on the very tail end of the bottom part of the storm. So like the ice is not supposed to be bad here, but like up north and some of these other places, with all the ice and freezing rain they're gonna get, I mean there could be power outages for a week. I feel so sorry for those people.
So south is all sleet and freezing rain. North is going to be basically all snow. Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
That's terrible.
Looking at Texas, northwest of San Antonio, we do have
1% of snow.
We have seen thunder sleep today, but in the radar mega app,
I don't really understand what that means, Grayson. 1%. You mean 1 inch?
Little pluses. That means that there is lightning present inside of the storm. Radar Mega has one of the best lightning detection networks out of any weather app. So if you're trying to track any sort of freezing precipitation, I would definitely do it in the Radar Mega app.
Thank you, Riley, for the update. So over near Harper and Fredericksburg. If anybody's tuned in from those areas, let me know if you guys saw any bright flash or heard any thunder, because we just had thunder, sleet, thunder, freezing rain, thunder, ice, whatever you want to call it. Back over near Fredericksburg. Pretty crazy stuff. It's pretty rare, by the way. Not something that you see very often. Anybody tuning in from Fredericksburg area right now? Anybody hear it? Go in the chat if you guys heard anything. Hey, John, from becoming a member, welcome to Velocities.
1% of snow you see right now. Is that like when you say percent? Are you talking about like? You mean 1 inch of snow, or? I don't know what 1% means. Kind of getting a headache. This is BC powder. Do you ever take this? I know it's not good for your stomach. I don't hardly take it anymore. Like I'm just a little bit at a time. I used to take a lot more. And I had some stomach issues because of it, but I get migraines if I don't. Like if I start to get a headache and I don't get ahead of it, it'll turn into a migraine really quick. So I have to take this stuff. 1 centimeter of snow. Wow. Pretty precise description there. Do you have some kind of weather thing outside, like a weather station set up that tells you that, or did you go out there and measure it, or is that just like you're eyeballing it? He's driving around downtown Nashville right now. Like I know all these areas. I used to live there, so that's really cool to see all that. I mean, I remember it being snowed over a lot like this. But like I said, if you want to see, like over here in this area, like my house, what it looks like with a bunch of like snow like this, you can go check out some other videos from last year. Last year we had a snowstorm that brought a bunch of snow. You're just eyeballing it.
Working on getting their location on the screen here. Put it on. There you go. They're up to Kentucky right now. They're currently traveling southbound. It has begun to snow a little bit. Got a lot of people traveling.
See, that's what I do. I just put like a little bit at a time. I don't take the whole thing anymore. When I went to the emergency room when I had like some stomach issues because of this stuff, I used to take it a lot. Like, oh gosh.
Instead of the winter storm watches, I'm gonna go ahead and put storm warnings down there. They'll be right there.
Some of that we're doing down the wrong pipe.
This building's only about half a mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile.
But I used to take like 3 or 4 packs of this. Yeah, I'm good. I mean, the BC powder normally, when most people take it, it gets like it's like crushed up peel. So even people who, you know, don't have it will do what I just did, went through down the wrong pipe. It normally like makes them make a face or whatever. I'm used to it, so it normally don't bother me, but being it's powder, and like I said, right now I'm really congested, so like my nose is all stuffed up. So I don't know, maybe the breathing in my mouth, whatever. It just kind of like, I guess I inhaled it. I don't know, the breath I took and it just went all the way to the back of my throat and like went down the wrong pipe, whatever. But but I'm actually pretty used to the taste of it because I've taken it a lot. I'm not supposed to, so y'all don't tell my doctor if y'all talk to him. Well, like I said, what I just did, I mean, that pack that's already open, I'll do like that. I'll just take it a little bit out and tap it, and that one pack will last me a couple of days a lot of times. So way less than what I used to take.
I'm going to go ahead and put this map together here. We're going to get the National Weather Service forecast.
Indigestion too.
So here's your forecast for ice accumulation. Go west of this first. So in terms of total ice accumulation, most areas in central and southern Texas will be picking up at least 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice. Towards Houston, Texas,
Can't stop yawning.
upwards of 1/2 inch of ice accumulation, which could lead to power outages. ice storm warnings are in effect are going to be over here, back over in northern Louisiana, East Texas, and all the way back up into northern Mississippi. And this is a region that we are expecting a widespread half of an inch of ice. Some areas near Monroe can be near 3/4 of an inch of ice. And then really where the extreme ice storm is going to set up is northeastern Mississippi, Tupelo. That area can actually see as much as 1 to 1.25 inches of ice with a localized location or two as well.
I don't know if y'all can hear that in the background. He just said
Areas like Nashville are still
places like northeast Mississippi, like going into Tennessee, where Mississippi and Tennessee meet in that corner by like Tupelo, they're supposed to get like an inch and a quarter of ice accumulation, like over this whole thing. That's like, it's like that much ice. Like that's a pretty good bit of ice on the road. That's like almost like being on a skating rink trying to drive. I do like tacos. The only time I really ever order tacos, like if I'm going to a Mexican restaurant to eat, probably not going to order tacos there unless they have like what they call the street tacos. You know, the ones that are like soft corn tortillas, not hard shell. And they have different kind of street tacos. They have like tripa, lengua, cabeza. They have a bunch of different ones. My favorite, we have steak and chicken, obviously, but I like the al pastor. It's like spicy. It's not real spicy, but they call it spicy. But it's like pork meat, and the al pastor is like a sauce. It's like a red sauce they cook it in. By far my favorite. That's what I get every time I get street tacos. So if I go to a Mexican restaurant that has those on the menu, not a lot of them do. I'll order those sometime, but other than that, the only time I really ever order tacos is I like Taco Bell's Dorito taco loco, whatever they're called, loco tacos or whatever. The whole taco shell, it's hard shell, but it's like one big Dorito. Those are pretty good. And other than that, I make my own tacos at home, but it's usually, if I do that, it's not like steak or anything. Now, I don't know, it's kind of weird when you get fajitas, you know, it's called fajitas, but you're basically making little tacos with it when you get fajitas. So I do get fajitas a lot, and technically once you put a steak in there and a shrimp or whatever, you just made like a little taco, you know. So I don't know, however you consider that tacos or not, but if I make tacos at home, it's usually fish tacos if I make tacos. I don't typically make like steak or... Now he's showing like different places around Nashville, like where there's wrecks. He's showing like footages from, there's I don't know what the website's called, but so you know all the cameras like on anywhere where there's an interstate camera, which like if you sometimes you can see them. I've seen them around where I live. In certain places where like there's a big exit or something off the interstate, they'll have like the, you know, the big light poles or whatever along the interstate. They'll have a camera on some of those. And there's a website you can go on. I can't remember what it's called. But you can look it up, whatever. But you can actually, anybody can do this. You can actually log on or go to the website and see the live view from those camera footage. I think it's called, in Tennessee, it says on the screen right now, smartway.tennessee.gov. So maybe Tennessee's is different, each state's different, but if you just research them, you can find them pretty easily. But you can watch like the live, and you can do this anytime. You can watch the live footage of the traffic cameras, you know, interstate cameras. There's a big network all over the country. So that's what he's showing right now, and there's like a wreck. 18-wheeler ran off the interstate into the median.
Different everywhere, but they're definitely very dangerous.
But when your friend gets to your house, you have to leave? Okay. Cool. I hope y'all had fun.
Conditions are deteriorating very quickly. This is just outside of the Bowling Green area of Kentucky.
Now he's showing like Kentucky.
Back to the site. This is in Jackson, or this is in Nashville, Tennessee.
Now he's back in Clarksville. We just panning from camera to camera, different. Some of this stuff's people sending in, and then also some of it's like from the storm chasers that are out. That's one reason I really like watching, like, there's other people who do this too. Max Velocity is my favorite, but in my opinion, they're 1,000 times better than any national weather. Like I used to watch, the Weather Channel or even your local weather. Like say you have tornadoes moving in. I know we're going to be moving into springtime soon, so wherever, depending on where you live, you're going to have like severe weather coverage and stuff. Y'all check this out. Watch this during those times. You're going to get so much more information. The national weather people, I didn't even know growing up how bad they were because that's all we had, and then you watch it and then you just have no choice. Ever since people like Max started doing this, so he's a meteorologist. He graduated with a degree in meteorology, and instead of going to work for like a TV station somewhere, he just started a YouTube channel, and his coverage is so much more informative. He's showing you real time so much more than the national or even the local news or whatever, wherever you want to watch. I mean, those people, I don't understand how they can be so bad at their job because, obviously we didn't even know this kind of stuff. It really wasn't possible, in the past. But with technology and stuff, like the news channels, if you're watching severe coverage, they might have it on, but they're going to go to commercial a lot, and they just keep re-showing the same little clips. They really don't have anything other than the radar, and every now and then they have somebody out on the street with a camera. They'll show you a little bit. These guys, there's a whole, and you can see like right now on the screen. I'll show y'all what it looks like. So look at the screen and look at all those. Do you see all those? Let me see if I can zoom in. Do you see all those dots? Especially like right around Nashville, you see all those little dots and it has like little cameras, or not cameras, like little images. All those little dots are storm chasers. Look how many there are out there. Everywhere you see a little dot on the screen with like a picture in it or something, that's a storm chaser. So all these storm chasers out there that are getting like live footage right now, they're gonna, I guess you could say work with them. They partner with them or whatever. The best way to put it is, but so he's getting all that footage from all those people live. So get set back up where I had it. So you can see like all those. Yeah, that's a lot of storm chasers out there, and all their footage are like their live when they all have YouTube channels too. All of them do. I think all of them do, but. So they go live and they have their like dash cam footage, and you can see where they're driving, what they're doing. If they see, whatever they see, they're showing you. That's where they make their money. When they're obviously if it's like a severe weather setup, if they catch like a good video of a tornado, they can obviously sell that footage as well to like the big networks if they want to put that stuff on the news. So they make money that way too. But they're able to collect data that they can give to like. Like the National Weather Service or anybody like the people who do, more of the predictive modeling and stuff like that, the colleges, where, they're out there, gathering actual data real time, but they're also, they're live streaming it. So with somebody like Max, if you watch his channel, like right now, not only are you seeing him cover like the radar and the weather part of it, but you're seeing like all these footage, like this live footage from all these different storm chasers and all across the country, all the way from right now, I'm seeing some from Texas all the way up through Kentucky. So all along the way you're seeing, and also he's using the, the weather camera, or not weather cameras, the traffic cameras on interstate. There's also another one that I sometimes they use as, I don't remember the name of the website, but it's called like Watch Trains or something like that. So like all around the country they have places where like if you're a train fan, you just like watching trains, the railway cams or whatever. I don't remember what the name of the website is, but they have a lot of those around the country. People who are like big train lovers, and they even use those during this kind of stuff like a severe weather or anything, because you're seeing it's another way to see live footage from certain areas. So like if there's a tornado moving into the area, he can show those too, because all that stuff that anybody can go to the websites and look at it. And he's just putting all this together, and he's he just talked about earlier when he first started doing this. This was just him by himself a few years ago when he just graduated college, and then now he has like I think he said 12 to 14 people working with him. He's able to, he's grown so much. He's able to hire people, and he's got a whole team right there. So there's people helping him with the video footage, how they're the programming, as you want to call it, whatever, the production. He has other people, I guess, doing like research and helping him find different cameras or footage or whatever. Taking the people who are sending pictures in. There's probably somebody filtering that to him. He has other people that come on and give updates and stuff. So I mean, it's way better. That's my whole point. So if you've not ever watched anything like this, and every time there's a weather situation on, you normally just go to your local, channel, whatever, and watch your local weather guy. Or you go to the national. Just try this out. I think if you try this out, you'll see what I'm talking about. It blows the national weather channels, like the national whatever, national TV or national networks or whatever, and the little local ones. It blows them out of the water. So if you don't believe me, just click on, go watch them, you don't have to do it today if you're not anywhere near any of this stuff and you're not really interested in watching it. Like I said, we're moving into springtime soon, so if you have any severe weather come in your area this springtime and you're worried about, if you have tornado watches or something, write this down, Max Velocity, or just go on YouTube and just subscribe to him, and that way you'll click the bell or whatever. And, I mean, he's not paying me to promote him. I'm not part of his channel or anything. I'm just, I feel like this is a really good resource for people to use. So I think if you saw how much that they do here, what they show, and the real-time updates in all kind of locations. I mean, especially like say there's a tornado coming, and I've seen this several times. I'm watching his stream, and I don't know if y'all know how it works, but like when there's a tornado warning that gets put out, the National Weather Service is the one who's doing that. So they're looking at radar, and then they probably have their own little thing that they're looking at, like live footage or whatever. But Greenwood, Louisiana has 2 inches of snow already. I think that's up there by Monroe. I don't know where Greenwood is. But when a tornado is moving in, you had a tornado warning? Yeah, I've had them here too. But when it's moving in, like in a specific location, like, your phone will go off and you'll hear the warnings or whatever go off when there's a tornado. I've seen it where the tornado is already on the ground before the National Weather Service even knows there's a tornado on the ground. So if you were like, say you were ahead of the tornado, say like you were a couple miles of where it first touches down, then yes, by the time you get the warning, you may have a chance, you may have a few minutes, you hear the warning, then you can get to shelter or whatever. But if you're one of the first people in the line when the tornado first drops, there's a chance it may go over you already before the National Weather Service even puts out the warning, because you're talking about a matter of minutes, and they're not that. I mean, they're good at what they do, but it's very hard to know exactly when that tornado, because you don't have like live coverage. Well, when you watch stuff like this, there's so many storm chasers out there. He has so many views and live views, and everybody's looking at the radar. You get so much more information. They know on here when tornadoes touch the ground, they'll say it like, there's a confirmed tornado on the ground from this, storm chaser or the local area or something, the local fire department. Somebody in the town's already seen it, and I'll be watching one of these like during a severe weather, setup or whatever, and he'll say there's a tornado on the ground, and then like 5 minutes later, the National Weather Service will put a tornado for that area. So, I mean, they're ahead of all that. So, like I said, if you don't ever watch stuff like this, I would recommend that you do. You lost your scooter in a tornado warning, or I guess the tornado actually passed, or high winds or whatever. That's pretty crazy. Sorry to hear that, Grayson. Hopefully you get another one. Maybe ask for one next Christmas or for your birthday. But yeah, there was a couple years ago. I was at I was dating a girl that lived not too far from here, and I was at her house, that day, and we did for your birthday. Cool, that's awesome. Um, and it was like a day where we knew it was stormy. That was a. I remember watching a couple days leading up to that, and I remember there being like a 10%, which they call like a hatch risk of tornado in that area. It was a large area. It covered almost all Louisiana. I think it went into Mississippi, Alabama. I remember seeing that and saying, you know what? There's going to be some tornadoes. I mean, that's a big, big area to be a 10% area. And so I was at my girlfriend's house that day, and I remember I was watching, just kind of looking outside every now and then, stormy or whatever. And then I just happened to pull up the radar, something look at the radar, because I remember it kind of getting really windy outside. And when I pulled up the radar, the hook echo, the tornado, usually those are like tornado signatures. I saw that, and it was like moving right towards where we were. And I like told her, I was like, she had a young child, and she also had a teenager, and her teenager daughter was in there sleeping. And I was like, you may want to go wake her up. We probably need to get out of the area. I don't. This doesn't look good. Just kind of looking at the radar. And we didn't see it. We didn't have any tornado warnings or anything on our phone. And sure enough, like the wind picked up really bad, and I saw everything kind of the rain and wind blowing sideways. And I was like, all right, no, we got to go. So we loaded up, all four of us, and we drove down the road. And then when we got down the road, we heard the tornadoes, on our phone, with alerts and stuff going off. And turns out there was a tornado probably like, I think a mile away from her house, maybe two, not very far, right down the road from her house. Her friend's daughter, or her daughter's friends lived in that neighborhood actually. So we drove actually through there, and it like crossed not too far from where we were, and towards the interstate where we had driven. There was like a Sonic down the road in town. Had the big Sonic sign outside had got taken down and all that kind of stuff. Well, it was heading from her house towards like where I live on the map, and I was like, oh great, it's heading like right. So I actually stayed at her house that night. The next day I got home. And I was like driving to my house thinking, oh gosh, hope my house is still there. And like I got down the road from my house, like leading up to my house, and I have some woods, like my property, there's some woods on the west side. It opens out into like a big crawfish field. And as I was driving towards my house, I was like, I could see my wood line, and I could see bark missing from like the trees and stuff. So, I mean, that's probably quarter of a mile, not even that. From my house, well, maybe a quarter mile, like where that tree line is from my actual house. That's like the end of my property where the woods are. But so it came that close, like where it went down the road, and it didn't hit my house. Like nothing was damaged, but it was pretty close. So yeah. And I didn't have Max home that day. I wasn't watching Max that day, but I just seen the radar, and I kind of know what to look for. I'm a weather nerd. I mean, I like weather. I actually thought about it. I have a science degree, but I'm not a meteorologist, but I actually considered in college doing meteorology. I wouldn't have had to do too many more classes. It was mainly the degree I had. It would have been pretty similar, just sort of changing a little bit of some of the classes I took. But sometimes I wish I would have did that instead of what I did. All right, I'm gonna go check on the game and see if the game's on. Yeah, I guess they're gonna have the game. They're showing shots. This is like the feed from the game now. They're from the top of that needle I was talking about a while ago. They have a camera on top of that. It's showing down the street level. Okay, now they're showing the wild card standings. So you can see where we are. Our wind Tuesday night gave us 2 more points, so we got 52. So we still have Los Angeles and Seattle ahead of us. We need to get a win tonight. That would give us 1 point below both of them, and then the other teams above us are like, I can't remember what it just said. They're at 60 points or something, so they're a little bit further ahead of us. So if we can put together, a little streak here, um, there's not a lot of people in the stands behind them, but the game hasn't started yet, so I don't know how many people's gonna show up. But anyway, I don't know what the other teams ahead of us. I don't know what their schedule. I don't know if they play today or what. But obviously, if they win too, that gives them points too. So we can't close the gap if they win too. But hopefully, some of those teams above us lose and we win today, bring us a little bit closer. I don't know how many games we have left, but we're probably a little bit past half of the season, I think. I need to buy me one more little tripod, like a small one. I could really use that one. I have this one right here, and I have another larger one in there. Now what I could do is take the larger one and put right here, and then put this phone on the smaller one, like the legs extend like the telescopic legs, but because this one will go pretty small, it'll get like that big. But once I hardly ever. This is like actually the first time I've ever made a live stream from in here. I've always done a couple of live streams, but like I'm gonna go live here in a little while back in the room in there where I do like all my reselling stuff. Like I guess you call it office room, whatever you want to call that, extra room. But from in there it's different because like the setup, I'll have room and I'll set it up, so it's not a problem. But in here, like I'm just sitting on the couch, so I'm really, I could probably do it better, set it up better in here, but like this is like I said the first time. I'm just your dog is on top of you. What kind of dog do you have, Grace? Why is it so?
It's pretty special day.
I feel like it's zoomed in too much.
Good time to kind of reflect
Is that
a little
better?
bit and obviously think about a little bit the time you've been here and it's pretty special to do it, with this organization and the only team I played for. So special day and excited for it.
Roman Yossi.
The great thing about it, Mace, is he's playing great hockey. He played over 29 minutes in that game.
Well, and I think, when Steven Stamkos did the interview with Kara after the game, the first star is Mr. Nashville Predator. And obviously, the standings, take forefront in what they're going through right now. But
So once I got into hockey, you have a bulldog.
the way that they
Cool.
did and come back in that game for a special player who's so well
Boston
respected,
is his name.
not only in the locker room, but in this community and with the Nashville Predators, maybe the greatest Nashville Predator of all time.
Well, I guess that's what the slash Boston means. When I first moved to Nashville, I remember the team hadn't been there too long. I mean, they had the Titans, and like there used to be the Houston Oilers, and they got bought out. They moved to Tennessee, and they were Tennessee Oilers for a little bit. Then they became the Tennessee Titans. But when I moved to Nashville, the Predators hadn't been there that long, and I remember people invited me to go, and I really wasn't a big hockey fan. Like growing up here in South Louisiana, hockey's just not, like we don't grow up playing hockey. Like our lakes don't freeze over or stuff like that. Like up north where they have a lot of like ice and stuff, like that's what they do for fun when like the lakes they have a lot of snow and stuff. They'll go play hockey, so that's like they have ice rinks and stuff around there. But we don't really have that a lot here. I mean, there's schools and stuff like that here, and her name is Stella. Very cool. Um, there's places where like they have schools and the hockey teams here in Louisiana, but it's just not like all over the place. It's just very, certain areas. I remember in Lake Charles, which is not too far from here, like it's like the biggest city here in the area in Southwest Louisiana. Growing there as a kid, they had a minor league team, and I used to go with a friend of mine, and we would watch them. They were called the Lake Charles Ice Pirates. I don't think they're still around, but I really didn't even know, like, I didn't know the game that well. My only hockey, I don't know what you call it, like my knowledge or whatever, basically, of hockey was all from, I had a PlayStation game back in the day when they had PlayStation, like the original, or not PlayStation, I'm sorry, a Sega Genesis. And I had a hockey game on there. And I would play, at the time I would use the Pittsburgh team, Pittsburgh Penguins. I would use like Mario Lemieux, Yagomir Yager, Murphy, all those guys, like the older, back in the day. They were really good. That was like my favorite team to use, but because we didn't have a team here, like it's kind of like people who live in like Mississippi, they don't have a NFL team, so a lot of them like the Saints or they pick another team from somewhere around the area. Here in Louisiana, we don't have a, a Major League Baseball team, so you either like the Astros, most people, or the Braves on the other side, in Georgia. But so I mean, I didn't really have. I would go watch the Ice Pirates, and it was cool, but I didn't know what was going on. Like I couldn't even really follow the puck. Like I wouldn't even know where the puck was, and they would hit it, and I'm just kind of just looking this way, and I noticed somebody else is looking the other way, so then I would turn and look the other way, and I really liked watching them fight. That's kind of why I always went. We'd get seats down by the glass. You bang on the glass or whatever. And but I didn't know what was really going on. I was just kind of there to watch the fights. That was like the most entertaining part to me. And we had a guy on our team named Darcy Verreau, little small guy. He was my favorite player because he would always fight, and he would usually go and like the game would start or whatever. Normally they're just kind of skating around, but you knew before too long Darcy Verreau was going to get in a fight with somebody. I guess he was what you call an enforcer. But and he would usually fight the bigger guys on the other team too. Like he was not scared. He would go and pick fights with like the bigger people on the other team. But I loved that. I was like, oh, he's awesome. So when I moved to Nashville, where are you, Grayson? I don't know. I guess I'm going to say home. But I remember somebody invited me to one when I first moved there, like a couple years after I lived in Nashville, and I was like, oh, I'm not really into hockey, and and it's like, okay, whatever. And I didn't go. Well, years later, I had another friend, he actually was house sitting for some of his friends of his family or whatever, and they gave him some tickets to the Preds game. And I remember, he's my best friend. I remember saying, yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know much, know, how much I'll, I'm not really into it or whatever, but it'd be cool. We'll just go out and do something. So we went, and man, I fell in love with it. I was like, from after that game, we sat in that area too that up, like you can buy tickets in certain areas in certain parts of the state, and they're showing Roman Yossi. He just hit 1,000 games. The game was his 1,000th game, and they have like a ceremony today. It's like the pregame, but his family's up there with him. It's really cool. But the reason I tell you all this is because like he's my favorite player ever since when I first got into Nashville hockey. When I went to the first game, I really started watching. Like I got into it when they got him on the team. Like I kind of watched, and I was like way back then. This was wow. I don't know how many years ago it is now, but I was like, man, I like that guy number 59, Roman Yossi. That's my favorite player. I'm gonna pick a favorite player because I'm just now getting into it. And now they're showing like previous people that's been. That was Barry Trotz, the old coach. That's the Governor Bill Haslam. 2008 is when they got him. It's showing like when they first brought him on the team, and that's about when I first started watching That's so crazy that now, like, that's my favorite player, and he's been with the team all this time, which is pretty rare in hockey for somebody to stay that long with one team, and he's the captain now too. Back when I used to watch back in those days, Mike Fisher was the captain. He's married to the country music singer. What's her name? Oh, there's Mike Fisher right there. There's just showed him. Carrie Underwood, Pete Laviolette. They're showing him. That's the old Predators coach. But yeah, Mike Fisher was the captain back in the day, and then I moved back to Louisiana in 2016. So I've been back for a while. I went last year. If y'all go like watch some of my other videos, I went to a Preds game. I got to go watch one last year because I went and visited Nashville. Pecorine, that was our old goalie. That was another one of my favorite players. But now Yost has always been my number one favorite player, and it's so cool to see like they're celebrating him right now. Showing all the old footage.
You're 1,000 games later, and you're still the most amazing husband and father to our children, and we'll forever be your biggest fans.
This is cool. You can see him kind of getting emotional, but yeah, that's cool to watch that. You'll be right back. All right, Grayson. But they're celebrating his 1,000th game, which is a pretty big milestone, so that's cool. But like when I first went, and my buddy that time, so I remember thinking, man, I should have. I was thinking back to just a few years before that, when I got invited to games and I didn't go. I'm like, if I would have got into it then. But yeah, I love Nashville Predators hockey ever since, like I said, I went to the games. I went to so many games while I lived there, and playoff games and other stuff. And we still haven't won a Stanley Cup yet, but we will one day. They just presented him with a silver stick. I guess I can show you. I don't really want to get any trouble copyrighting and stuff, but I don't know how bright it's going to be. But see, that's like the ceremony. They just played like a big thing on the big screen, like showing a bunch of old footage and stuff from him. But anyway, like this is all pregame. They're about to start, but that's cool. All these years later, the guy that I picked my favorite player, he became the captain after Mike Fisher left, and happy to see that. And then now he was celebrating 1,000 games. That's so awesome. He stayed with the franchise. There was a lot of other good players I liked back then too, but they left. They went to different teams and stuff, but he stayed this whole time. And Forsberg too, Philip Forsberg. He was one of my other friends in Nashville that was, one of my roommates, and that was his favorite player. And he's been with us too this whole time, so that's pretty cool. But when I watch this, it just makes me miss Nashville. I wish I was there and I can go watch the game. I wish I was at the game. Like I said, I got to go in October, and it was the game I went to. We didn't win. It kind of sucked. It was a cool night. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It's my travel vlog, a vacation vlog. It was in October, and I don't even remember who did we play that night. Minnesota Wild, maybe. I think it was the Wild, but yeah, there's some footage. It was Star Wars night. It was like a Star Wars. They have different themed nights when you go. I think today is a Tennessee volunteer game. So if you wear your Tennessee stuff to the game, I think they had the Tennessee marching band playing in the 48 area or something like that. But I think I remember hearing that last week that they said today was the Tennessee game. But that night it was a Star Wars theme. So if you look at the video, you can see they had the Star Wars people all like in the mezzanine and all that, where like you go to get the hallways and stuff, where you go get your snacks and stuff. They had like C-3PO and R2-D2, and I got some footage of R2-D2. They had like a real, you know, real one, like live, like not live, to scale, like a life size, I guess you could say. I mean, he's not as big as a human, but like in the movies, his size. It was like rolling around and making noise and everything. It looked just like the movie one. So they had somebody controlling it, obviously. You can see them in the background in the video, but they had like stormtroopers and Darth Vader and everything else. People who had, fully dressed, looked just like the movies. Oh, he almost had a shot right there in the front. But we ended up losing that game. But there is something cool that happened in that game that's never happened to me before. So they do these things throughout the games. Sometimes, like intermission breaks and stuff, they'll have like people that work for the organization will go around. They'll pick like a certain section and do like a game or a row or something. And actually, where me and my friend were sitting, it actually wasn't our row that they did. They chose for a game. It was like the row in front of us. And I remember seeing, like, you can tell these people were like people work for the organization. I remember seeing them at the end of the row and they were talking. And like during one of the intermissions, I saw them like setting up and they were pointing like, "Oh, we're gonna do." And you like Darth Vader? He was there. I think you can see him in the background. Or no, that was the video I got of the guy that was dressed like. I mean, it looked just like the movie because like it was. I guess the guy who did it was pretty tall, so the costume is like legit. It wasn't like a cheap costume. I mean, they went all out. The people who dressed up like the characters and stuff. But anyway, like the row in front of us wasn't completely full, and they were asking people like, "Hey, you want to jump in that row?" Because they were going to show it on like the jumbotron. It was the row in front of us and the row in front of it. It was two rows, and it was Sonic was what the sponsor was, I guess, of that little game. So they gave they had like two big Sonic signs, like cardboard signs, and they started at one end. They played a game when you had to pass it all the way to the end of the row and all the way back. Whichever row won, we gave us like a little Sonic gift card. I think it had $10 on it. I can't remember, but I was on that. So like if you watch the video, you'll see. I even paused it and you'll see on the jumbotron where you can see me. Our row won. And if you watch it, the row in front of us actually cheated because when they got towards the end, their person, like 5 or 6 people to the end trying to pass it back, they threw their sign, like trying to. Oh, we still won though. Our row won. We did it like legitimate. We actually passed it the right way, but it was pretty fun. I've never been a part of anything like that, so. I like the way they're playing so far. They're pretty aggressive. They're keeping the puck in Utah's zone. They've been in our zone a little bit, but most of it's taking place in their zone. That's good. I hate the games where like we're just. I mean, the whole time it seems like we're fighting to try to get the puck out of our zone. I hate that. Like they can't get it out, and like I said, I didn't grow up playing hockey, so sometimes I get frustrated watching some of this stuff, and I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not. I know the game a whole lot better than I obviously ever did, so I see things and I'm not as good as like when I watch a football game, like college football game. I know the football game a whole lot better. I played it growing up. I've watched it since I was a kid. Hockey, there's still every now and then something will happen. I'm a little unsure about like even sometimes some of the offside stuff. I'm like, wait, what? That was offside? How? Or like I saw something the other night and I was like, I didn't know that. From what I thought was offsides, whatever. But I don't like the way that like some of the stuff they do. I feel like if I was a coach, I would coach some of this stuff a little differently. Like I see them so many times, like they'll be in our zone on the back wall, and they'll have the puck. Like the puck will come around and trying to, as far as clearing it out of our zone. I know you can't shoot it all the way down the ice; it'll be icing. But just getting it out, like they'll just like not even look around them to see what the situation is. They'll just grab it and swing it along the boards and throw it. And usually there's one of the other players right there in the path, and it never makes it out of the zone. That other player gets it, and they either get a scoring chance, they shoot it towards our goal or something. It's like, how hard would it have been to just look around you and like there's open lanes where you can get it past their players instead of just blindly. They always use the rails. I mean, it's just, and I feel like if I was a coach, I would coach not to do that. Like I feel like you waste so many chances to get the puck out of your zone. It's 0-0 right now, Grayson. Nobody's winning. Nobody's scored yet. But like I would really work on that. And like even passing sometimes it just sometimes it seems like they just blindly throw the, they'll sling the puck somewhere, and it's like if you would have just looked to your left, you had somebody right there you could have passed it clearly to, instead of slinging it out. I think we just got we're on a power play. They got a holding call on one of their, golly, he grabbed him around the waist. So we're on a power play. And in Nashville, if you're at the Predators game, that's called Fang Fingers. Like you hear something on y'all might not have heard it, but it just came on. You can hear it if you're in the stadium, you can hear it, but like it has like a kind of like a horror sound. Because the Predator, the logo is like a saber-tooth tiger, but Fang Fingers means we're going on a power play. So all the people do this. All right, we got a minute and 48 seconds left. The first little push we had, they cleared it out. So now we're trying to push back down ice. All right, we're set up pretty good. Now we just got to get a good shot. Oh, we got a shot on goal, but it missed. Oh, well, we got it. Oh, he scored. Evangelista. No, that was O'Reilly. Man, O'Reilly's been hot. All right, Grayson. Now we win and 1-0. That was a good power play goal. They had a good setup. Everybody got, they set up and made the little circle around. And Evangelista passed it to O'Reilly, and he was kind of like one of the circles. They have two circles. Like there's a goalie right here, and they have like two circles. He was in that one circle over there, and he passed it straight to him. And when you do that, the goalie has to adjust pretty fast because he's watching this player. But when he passes the puck like that, he has to quickly turn to get himself set up for that shot. And he couldn't, he got over there, but I think it went right over his shoulder. I didn't see where it went in. So we're up 1-0. I like the way they're playing so far. They come out with some intensity this game. Probably because they got some rest. Like I remember the game, who was it? Buffalo, when it just got out of hand on us. I think we had been on like a 5 game or something like that, or I don't remember how many games it was, but away game. Like we were on the road, and it was like the end of the road stretch, and I think we were just worn out. So now, we've had a chance we've been at home. We had a day off yesterday, so the players got some rest, and I feel like you can see the difference. Oh, another shot on goal. This is not a power play. We're in their zone. We're set up pretty good. We just got another good scoring chance. It didn't go in, but. Oh. Dang it, they stole it. But they got it back. I would show y'all the whole game, but you're not supposed to do that. Like for like copyright and all that. And I'm not a big channel. I'm still trying to grow. The reason I started my YouTube channel was because of the reselling stuff, which I'm gonna be doing some of that here in a little while. But I've only got like 120 something subscribers, so I'm nowhere near being monetized. But I don't want to do stuff like that, and I don't know, like I don't know if they even YouTube or whoever, whatever, would even. I don't know if this is how it works or not, but I don't want to take the chance of them, like even when I'm not monetized yet, getting in trouble for copyright stuff, because I don't know if they have a list or anything. They put you on a list or whatever, watch out for you or something because you do stuff like that. But I just don't want to mess myself up and like becomes a problem before I even get a chance to grow big enough to be monetized. Now, if you're monetized and you do something like that, they can either demonetize the video, or I've heard they can, depending on, I don't know, that they can take the channel down. I don't know. I just don't want to deal with all that. I don't want to have to get, my channel shut down. Like I said, right now, I'm not even big enough. Oh, we got a breakaway. Oh, we missed. Oh, we had a rebound and he missed the rebound too. But yeah, I don't want to do that because I don't know. Like I said, they might not even keep stuff like that in mind, but I don't want to be somebody that on the radar that does stuff like that. Get it out of the zone, guys. Okay, there you go. They had some good chances just now on our goalie. I don't like that. But yeah, I mean, y'all know, y'all probably watch YouTube. You know, you're not supposed to do stuff like that. So I see channels that do stream games, and to be honest with you, I've actually watched some. Sometimes when I couldn't get a channel, couldn't get a game somewhere else, I've actually watched streams of football games. So I appreciate the fact that I was able to do that. But most all the channels that I see that do that come from, like the names look like they come from. Right in the middle, shoot it. Oh, how did he miss that? Oh, their goalie made a really good play. Oh, I can't believe he missed that. But it looks like they come from not like China. Some of the little islands, like Philippines and stuff. They kind of look like, I don't know exactly where the people are, but that's what the names look like when they stream games. And like sometimes I'll see I'm watching their game and it'll get cut off, and I'll have to log out and go back on and find another stream of the game or something. So I mean, I understand you're not supposed to do it, but you know, I have watched it before, but I just don't want to be that because my channel's about something else, and I don't want to screw it up before I even get a chance to, you know, to grow it. Man, they had that was so close. Our goalie today is Soros, and so the 5-hole is like in between their legs. They have like different places around the goal, like where they call like different windows, I guess, where you can call it. Their 5-hole is like right in between the legs. So like when they're on their knees, they have them pads. Excuse me. There's places where they have openings. They're in front of the goalie, or the goal, but there's places that the puck can get by them. That one they shot it right towards it, and he was able to get they have those big pads on their knees, and when they come down on their knees, they can close their knees like that. He was able to close it up before they were able to get it. If he hadn't done that, that would have went through his legs. That would have been a goal for them. Come on, guys, get it out of the zone. Thank you. All right. Oh, they stole it back. Are y'all hockey fans? Anybody watching? Do y'all know anything? You liked and subscribed. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for that. Every like and subscribe helps, man. I'm a small channel, and I don't know how long it's going to take to, my phone's going off. I got a text message coming in. I don't know how long it's going to take to grow to get monetized. I hear different things. Like there's one guy I watch. He's monetized now. Oh my gosh. How did we miss that one? That was like a breakaway. Not a breakaway, but like he had a clear shot and the goalie was not in a good position. Our goalie just caught that one. He had a good shot, but ours, I don't understand how they didn't go through. But so this one guy I watched, he said he's been doing it for 6 years, and I don't know when. I think he became monetized like 2 years ago. I don't know. So I started, I want to say a year ago, maybe a year. I don't remember when it was. A year and a half ago, maybe. Yeah, and when I first started, like the amount of videos that I put out wasn't not how you're supposed to do it, because you're supposed to be consistent. That's why I'm going live more. That's what this is about. It's harder for me to actually film a video, edit it, and then the upload time and all that. And it gets to where that prevents me from, like right now, I'm in here watching the game. So if I wasn't live streaming, I'm not going to be in there making a video because I want to watch the game. So if I do this, I can maybe just kind of put more content out. And I realize this is not content related to the reason I started the channel, but it still gives me a chance to, like, you know, I met Grayson, you know, and he just subscribed. It still gives me a chance to get out there and, you know, and get people to, you know, watch my channel and hopefully gain subscribers and stuff. Now later on today, when I go in there, you know, after the game, I'll do some reselling stuff. But same thing, I'm going to go live because I feel like moving forward, that's probably gonna. I'll still make videos and like record videos and all that when I get chances to do it. But going live just it's a lot quicker. I don't have to edit anything. I don't have to upload. It's just being uploaded right away. People are watching it right away. And at the end, when I click off of it, I can make it go public and whatever. But it's. I think this is a better way for me to do it in between being able to make videos, just to stay active. Because when I first started, I think one of the first videos I put out was like a weather video. There was like a thunderstorm coming through one night, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go sit on the porch and watch the thunderstorm coming through and make a little video of it. I set my phone up on like a little tripod and the lightning and all that. I like watching. Your iPad might die. I hope it doesn't die. You don't have a charger? My phone's on a charger right now. It's not low, but I just didn't want to take a chance when I was going live and watching the game. I didn't want it to drain down and I'm still getting text messages. I don't know who that is, but I can't look at it right now because I'm live streaming. I'll look at it after a while. But one of the first videos I made was that weather video, and then I made another video I made a couple of the reselling kind of videos, and then there was a period there where like 6 months I think in that first year where I didn't make another video because I just got so busy with work and everything. And then I finally made one. It was like another 3 months where I didn't make one. Then fishing season started, and like during the fishing season, I fish in fishing tournaments with my uncle. But as often as I can, every tournament I can get in, I'll fish. If I could, I would fish all day long, every day. But so like that got busy. Mine is, but it doesn't charge when I'm on the app. Really? Yeah, I had a phone like that. It was an older phone, like it was starting to die out, and when I had it plugged in, like I had to have it off. I had to have it almost off. Couldn't be watching anything or it wouldn't charge. Okay, I understand. Hey, if I don't hear from you, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I get it. No big deal. I'll just assume that you turned it off or whatever to charge your phone up. No big deal. Um, what I would recommend to do it faster. This is what I do sometimes. If you don't have one of those fast chargers, turn your iPad off and then charge it. It usually charges faster when it's off. And then 30 minutes or so, you'll get a lot more battery than if you left it on and charged it. But anyway, that was like the fishing season came and I got real busy, and then there was a big period of time where I didn't make videos, and then this last year in 2025. Wow, I guess it's been almost 2 years, because I remember the whole year of 2025, my goal was to be more consistent and make more videos, and I don't feel like I accomplished my goal very well. I mean, I made a few videos, and I grew. I mean, the channel grew during that time, but we're off sides. It just not like I feel like you're supposed to do. Like I don't feel like I did a good job last year. So now this year, my goal is to really, I know last year I said I was going to do it too, but just figure out a way to do it. So I feel like the going live is going to help me to do that. I don't know, maybe just help my reach, if nothing else. Just like stuff like this. I mean, I don't know what you guys are into, but I'm just live. And you can go watch anything right now, but I'm just sitting here chilling. I'm not doing anything really crazy. I mean, this can't be too entertaining. It's just chilling out with somebody. But your iPad's on 5%. All right, buddy, you're good. If you have to go charge it, I'll know what you're doing. If I don't see you, I'll assume your iPad's charging. Is anybody else in the chat? I see people in here, but I mean, like, Grayson's been, in the beginning there were other people commenting, but nobody else is really in here. I have a question. If y'all are in the chat, can you hear the TV, or no? Can you just hear me? Let me know if can y'all hear like what's going on, like the commercials and the game and stuff.
Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill for a better deal today.
You don't know that?
1-0 Nashville early. Let's take a look at today's FanDuel Player Game Anytime goal scorer. Turka Evangelista and Puk, the young rookie from Russia. Meanwhile, the veteran, Steven Stamkos.
Wow, that would be awesome, Grayson. If I got 10,000 subscribers, I can't even imagine that. I mean, who knows what happened in the future, but I feel like we just got to keep going. You just got to keep being consistent with it. And I'll grow eventually. I don't know if I'll get to 10,000, but that would be awesome. I remember when I first really kind of, I guess you can say discovered. I knew what YouTube was. I knew it was just a place people made videos, but I didn't know a lot about it. 2020 during COVID is kind of when I first started like getting into it and watching it. And I remember, Mr. Beast, the guy who has like the crazy big YouTube channel. I remember hearing about him and like how much, subscribers he had and all that. And I'm like, wow, this guy's huge. And I remember going back and like, because when you go to somebody's channel, you can scroll. Like, I don't have that many videos. I have like 50 videos or something. Oh my gosh, we had another scoring chance. It didn't go in, but so like, but you can scroll. If somebody has a bunch of videos, you can scroll all the way to the bottom and watch like their first video, like the older videos. And I went and watched one of Mr. Beast's oldest videos, and it was him back when he was like a pretty young kid, like teenager, like young teenager. And I mean, he didn't have no subscribers. He had like maybe I think 10 or something like that, 10 people. And I remember being like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy, like, and then you can watch his progression. I remember when he was asking people to subscribe so he could get to 100. He was so happy about getting to 100. And then he got like to 1,000 or whatever, just like his growth. And now he's at like how many million? I don't know how many million subscribers he's got, but it's crazy. So I mean, that made me think like it's actually possible, like maybe this is something. I don't know. I mean, obviously what he's doing, I don't know. I don't have any of the obviously now he's got more, but even back in the day I know he was just using like his phone and stuff, but he had like a gaming setup and stuff. I don't have any of even that kind of stuff to do like a gaming stream right now or anything. As this thing grows, I'll obviously, I'll use the, my reselling business, and this is part of it. I'll, maybe buy a game system or, he has 100. I don't think he has 100 billion. I think he might have 100 million. I don't think he has 100 billion. I don't think 100 billion. There's not even that many computers. Well, maybe computers, but there's only 8 billion people on Earth, so everybody would have to have multiple computers, and everybody would have to be watching for him to have that many, like different channels and subscribe to different channels and stuff. No, maybe 100 million. I don't think it can't be billion, but anyway, like I'll eventually get to do stuff more with, the more I'm able to do, grow the business, the YouTube part of it too, and buy different things, like maybe buy, like if this thing grows to where I can, get monetized or whatever, and get some extra income coming in besides like my main income that I use for like living, I may take that income and like buy a gaming console or something, and then, then I can do gaming things. I know right now I really want to do like I want to start another channel, and I want to do like reaction videos, and I got to figure out how to do that, because like I got to figure out a system I probably have to buy some stuff to be able to do it. Like when I'm looking at the people who are doing it, they have like the setups and stuff, almost like a podcast setup to do it. And I know that when people who are doing that, I love watching movie reactions from some of those channels, but I don't think they're making anything on YouTube because of the copyright. But I think every one of them that do that, they create a Patreon, and like what the YouTube video you're watching of them, watching the movie or whatever, is an edited version of there's a full length reaction, and they put that on their Patreon. So that's where they're getting their revenue from. Is, oh my gosh, we're right there in front of the goal, we can't get it in. We had a couple shots, but their goalie covered it up. So yeah, like I guess if I do that, I'll have to start a Patreon. I gotta learn about all that and stuff. But right now, I'm just doing the reselling, and I'm not really even sure how popular reselling is. I mean, there's a few resellers out there who have big channels, um, but I don't really make the videos that they make because that's their full time gig. Like they don't have a full time job. The reselling is their full time job. So they go and like they have GoPros. They have like setups where they can go make live videos at like a flea market or whatever of them walking around shopping and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I have a little chest holder that can hold my phone. So I mean, I guess I've done some videos like that. I'm going out, but with just my job and everything else, sometimes it's not possible time wise to do that kind of stuff. So I just try to do what I can do. But I'm not even sure like the reselling. How big that even is, as as far as a genre that people like to watch. I was watching it a while ago. Nest Cafe. I'm gonna call you Cafe. I don't know what Nest is a better. I don't know. Yeah, I had it on earlier, and I was kind of showing some of it. I was watching Max Velocity. I don't know if you know who that is, but if you go to his YouTube channel, he does live streams. He's very, very good. And I was watching the coverage and where everything is. I'm in South Louisiana, so if we do get any ice accumulation or anything, I think it'll be Sunday, and it shouldn't be very much. Hopefully, I don't think we're going to lose power. Today it's just cold and rainy, but I was watching that when the Nashville game, the Predators game came on. I switched over and I'm watching the Predators game now. Oh, Nescafe. Okay, all in one word, like the coffee. Are you a big fan of the coffee? I don't drink coffee anymore. I used to. Here in Louisiana. Hey, all right, Grayson, you're still here. Your iPad hasn't died yet. Here in Louisiana, we have a coffee called Community Coffee. I don't know if you've ever heard of it or tried it. It's really good. If you ever get a chance to try it. I think it is. I mean, I don't drink coffee anymore. It kind of upsets my stomach nowadays. But back in the day when I used to drink coffee. Come on, guys. Don't let them get... they got out of our zone. Oh, we got it back. We stole it. And they stole it. No, we got it back. It's like back and forth. You're a Folgers man. Have you ever seen the little video? I think it was a YouTube video. I can't remember. Where the little kid was singing about the soldiers in your cup. He thought, remember the old commercial with Folgers in your cup? It's pretty funny. You should look that up. Best part of waking up, the soldiers in your cup. Come on, guys, get out of this. Okay, there we go. I hate when they just let the other team set up in 2:20. Is that what time you expect them to leave? You got 5 minutes left. Yeah, those old commercials. I don't know where you're from, Nescafe, but I don't know if you're familiar with the Bluebell ice cream. I'm from Southwest Louisiana, but we're real close to Texas. That's where Bluebell ice cream's from. And the same thing, growing up, those nostalgic Bluebell commercials. They had like a little jingle song they would in those commercials too. And I moved to Nashville. Oh, was that a penalty on us? Oh no. Dang it. We got a penalty, so on the power play. You're in Missouri. Okay. Pretty close to Arkansas. Oh, you're probably getting some of that snow and ice. Probably mostly. I don't know. Y'all might get some ice depending on how far down in Missouri you are if you're close to Arkansas. Okay, you might come back at 3 or 4. All right, by that time, Grayson, I might be off of this stream. I might be in there doing some reselling stuff. So if you come back later, I probably won't be doing just watching TV. I'll be in there making a video about. I'll probably go live and do some reselling stuff. But Nescafe, I'm not watching the feed anymore, obviously, of Max Velocity anymore. But I don't remember. I think y'all were at least going to get some snow and maybe some ice. I know Arkansas is going to get a bunch of ice, but I don't remember if y'all are going to be in the ice area or not. Freezing rain and all that. If y'all are, man, I hope you stay safe and I hope y'all don't lose power. That would be terrible. I'm not a cold weather person. Like if I lose power during the summertime, I can just deal with it. I mean, it's not fun, but I'll deal with it. Losing power in the wintertime, that's a no. That's a big no for me. That's hard pass. Come on. Give it that. Damn it. So yeah, hopefully y'all do good. I mean, hopefully I don't have to deal with any bad, power outages or any kind of. Man, we gotta get out of our zone. They're just taking shots at our goal. We got a little bit so far, but more coming. Yeah, tonight and tomorrow is supposed to be the worst of it. They're mentioning just snow, thankfully. That's good. Hopefully I don't get any freezing rain. That's where mainly the power outages come from, when you get, all the ice freezes on the branches, the rain and stuff, like either if it's freezing rain or if you already just have rain coming down, sleet or whatever, and once it starts to build up on the branches, those branches break and they take a power line out or something. That's where most of that stuff happens. So hopefully y'all don't have any of that. Hopefully the snow doesn't cause any allergies. And y'all might have a better setup too. Y'all might be prepared for it. I really never spent any time in Missouri, so I don't know how good y'all are at as far as infrastructure and stuff to deal with it. Down here, we're not set up for it. I don't even know if there's an ice plow truck or snow plow truck, whatever, in Louisiana. Maybe in North Louisiana they might have some, but around here I don't. We have like little regular. Oh my gosh, that's the 4 shots on goal. They're just shooting one after another. Get it out of the zone. Clear. The penalty's over. Okay, we're not killing the penalty. Oh, I was about to say that went in. That did not go. They're gonna review it. I hope that did not go in. It hit our post. All right, Grayson. Take it easy, bud. See you later. I hope that didn't go in. They're gonna review it. That was close. It hit like the bar of the goal post. Oh no, it didn't. I thought it bounced in a little bit and then it hit the net and bounced out, but it's like that far from the line. But it has to go all the way in. It's not like football. It can't just barely cross. Like it's a blue. I don't know what you want to call that shape, a rectangle or whatever that's called. But polygon, I don't know what you call that shape. I'm not good. I don't remember geometry that well, but there's a red line where the blue transitions to red. It can't just cross, just barely break that red line like in football. If you make the football cross the goal line, just a little bit. The puck has to go all the way past that red line. So it wasn't. Oh my gosh! Again, more shots. Soros is doing great, but man, get it out of the zone. There we go. Finally. That was crazy. I hate when they just let him set up like that and just take shots at our goalie like that over and over. That was like 5 shots. And Soros is doing a good job, but man, you don't want to just keep your goalie having to do that. Give him a break. All right, get it out. Nope, they kept it in. Get it out. Come on. There you go. All right, we had to throw it in their zone and go get a line change. So our guys have been out there for a little bit. Stuff like that, I don't understand. Like you had the goal, you had the puck, and you were sitting there, trying to pass it and stuff, and all of a sudden you don't do anything, you just sitting there with it, and another player, the other team comes up and just takes it from you. Like, I don't get that. All right, first period's over. So 1-0. We're good for right now. At least we get a break, 15 minutes to go regroup, rest a little bit. Talking about 90s. We had neighbors that was from New Orleans and they ended up moving back there. Like back in the '90s, you're saying? You had some neighbors that were from New Orleans, but they moved back to Louisiana. Okay. Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think if I've ever been through Missouri. When I lived in Nashville, I went to Kentucky a few times. Yeah, like 1992. Okay. I don't think I ever been through Missouri. When I would drive home back to Louisiana, I would drive 40 to Memphis, and then I would head down through Mississippi and stuff like that. But Arkansas, I went through northern Arkansas or South Arkansas into northern Louisiana. So I never really had any reason to drive the other way on. I guess it's 40 that goes through. Past Memphis, it continues into Missouri. I never had any reason to. I did drive from Dallas. I actually drove to Dallas on the way back from Dallas back to Nashville. I might have went. I don't remember if 40 goes that. You have to remind me. I don't remember if 40 goes that way through, or is it 55 that heads up from Memphis to Missouri? I know I've seen the signs when you get close to Memphis from Missouri. I can't remember if it's 55 or if it's 40 that runs that way, or does 40 just cross through Arkansas? I can't remember. But yeah, I don't really have any experience with Missouri. I know y'all are always in the crosshairs when we get those spring, severe weathers, and I watch a lot of the weather stuff like max velocity and stuff. Seems like y'all are always in the crosshairs of whatever comes, move over, whatever is pushing in. Usually it's coming from the west, like through Kansas, Oklahoma, North Texas, all whatever. It seems like y'all in Arkansas are kind of always in the middle right there, and y'all get something from it. Here, I'd say it's more fishing and camping in this area. Oh, that's cool. I love that. I love to fish. If I could fish every day, I would. Also, you have big country music stuff in Branson. Okay. Yeah, I know. I've had family and stuff that's visited Branson, like I guess have museums, it's like a little, I know it's like some kind of little show town where they have you can go watch shows and stuff. I've never been there and done it. I know my dad and them went one year. He told me it was pretty cool. Nashville's like that. I mean, obviously it's like when I lived there, I mean, it's kind of known for country music. What's really crazy though is growing up, you always heard of Nashville, and that's like the country. In the songs and stuff, they'd always sing about Nashville being the country place. And then when I moved there, I remember learning that, the Grand Ole Opry, where it originally started was actually in Louisiana. I never knew that growing up. Nobody ever told me that. But it wasn't called the Grand Ole Opry at that time. Back in the day, it was called the Louisiana Hayride. But it was it's what later moved to Nashville and became the Grand Ole Opry. That's what they changed it to. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't remember what town it was in. I want to say it was North Louisiana. But yeah, it was called. Look it up. It's called Louisiana Hayride. And I don't remember who used to be on there. Some of the old country acts, whatever. This area was, Louisiana and Texas. A lot of the singers and stuff came out of this area, So, but yeah, they moved it to Tennessee, and then they changed the name to the Grand Ole Opry, and it became what it is today. Everybody knows, what it is now. But yeah, I like history, man. I found I watch YouTube most of the time. That's what on my TV. That's what I do. But I come across something the other day. Now, if you're being from Missouri, this probably wouldn't, it wouldn't be the same as me when I watch it, because you don't really know a lot about Louisiana probably. But you've been here almost your whole life, but originally from Buffalo. Okay, New York. I've never been up to New York either. Pennsylvania is, I think, the further north I've been. That way. But I came across this show, and it's a cool show. I mean, you can watch it if you like history, but you're probably not gonna, it's not gonna be as cool, I guess, to you as it is to me, because I'm from here. But every state has the public broadcasting network. Well, Louisiana's was LPB. Growing up, I remember I'd watch it. The local Louisiana public broadcasting. They'd always have educational shows and stuff like that. Well, here on YouTube, they have a bunch of old episodes from back in the day, and one little show they used to have was a guy would go around different parts of Louisiana. He was kind of like a little reporter, I guess you'd call him, whatever. But he would go to different towns, and he usually highlight 3 or 4 towns per episode. they talk about how the town got its name. I think it's called "What's in a Name." Like, and if you look up like Louisiana Public Broadcasting on YouTube and like "What's in a Name," I think it's called, you'll find it. But it's like a bunch of old episodes, and it's pretty cool. They talk about when the town like first got started, where the name come from and stuff like that. So if you like history, but all you know, Louisiana is mainly Louisiana's in the swamps. Yeah, depends on what area of Louisiana you're in. So technically, like the using the verbiage swamp. So like where I work, we collect scientific data. We're all scientists, and well, where I work at, we go out in the field and we collect data for the state, scientific data. I worked at a different office before I worked at the office here locally, where closer to in Southwest Louisiana where I live now. I worked at an office that was further east, like more towards like the Lafayette, New Iberia area, all down that area in the south. If you head south from there, you'll hit like Vermilion Bay and all that. That office had 3 swamp sites. Most of our sites are marsh sites, which means a marsh is a little different. A marsh is like you may know the difference, but if you think about a marsh, it's like it's you have land and areas of like sometimes it's like a little small lake or like a pond or something, but it's just kind of littered throughout. It changes. Like you can be, if you were traveling across a marsh, you would go through a little a water part and you get back on land. A water part, just kind of like some of the ponds are bigger, the bodies of water are bigger than like small lakes. Some of them are real small, but that's kind of like a marsh. That's mostly what we have in this area. We don't have any swamp sites in this office where I work, but the other office had 3. And if you go further east, like out in Houma, they have another office in Houma. They have several swamp sites, and then out east, like Belle Chase, and even further that way, they have a lot of swamp sites. So swamp is like the swamp sites we went to. When we went out in the swamp, we had to we took airboats to get out there, but we'd park the airboat on the levee, then we walk out to the site. The water would be like up to here, and we would put like waders on or whatever, and you're literally trekking through, like a mile in, with water almost up to your, the top of your chest or your neck or whatever. And there's snakes and, alligators all around you, but you're like trekking through. That's a swamp. Like, there's really nowhere. I mean, they have levees along like the banks or where the canals are that dump into the swamp area, but there's not any like solid land to walk on. Like, that's a swamp. So there are some areas like further east of here of swamps, but most of this area, once you get out of town into like I guess you call it the not populated areas, like out in the there's not a lot of wilderness, but like woods, if you call it, but like places that are not like developed, I guess what you can call it. Like if you go fishing and go towards the coast and driving, you have a road that leads out there, obviously, but like there's no houses out there. That's all just marsh. Yeah. I didn't mind it too much. It's hard, to get out there sometimes, but you have usually about 6-7 people, in a group, and everybody. So what we would do is take like big aluminum ladders. The company would buy them, and we'd put like these almost like plywood on both sides of the ladder, like where the rungs of the ladder are. We would enclose it, and we would spray that spray foam all inside there, and it expands, and so it'd create like a floating ladder. So we would actually bring those out there with us, and we would the person in the back, we would, after everybody would cross over, they would pass it to the front. The person in the front laid it down, so we're walking on it, and it would keep you higher up in the water. Like, you still had to wear rubber boots and stuff, but you wouldn't be like, some people prefer just to walk, and they would walk like in the chest deep water. But there were times when we were out there and you could see like a snake over there, like a big water moccasin over there. They didn't come after you or anything, but like, you don't want to go over there and mess with it, just kind of, you don't know, they could be all around you wouldn't know, but nobody ever got bit. And every year that office still has to do that. And out east they do. I'm kind of thankful though that I don't have to do those sites anymore where I work. And I feel you. I'm never really too excited about going out. It works out. It's nobody gets hurt or anything. They're pretty careful about watching out for snakes. There are alligators in those canals, but I've never really seen any inside like the swamp area where we were. I know they're out there, but like around our plot, we never had any issues with any alligators coming and grabbing anybody or whatever. But I mean, it's just about being careful and, you know, safety first. And I mean, if they saw one, they would probably like, if the alligator wasn't going to move, they wasn't going to walk out there, you know, right along where the alligator is, because that wouldn't be safe. But, and I mean, around here in like the canals and ditches and stuff, you see them. Like even out here, out front by the road, there was one like right in front of my house, like a 6-foot gator, dead on the road. Like it was, there's a little bitty small little canal that runs through my property. It runs, you know, across the road or whatever. And there's a little bigger one down the road, but I don't know where it came out of. Probably one of those, and you know. But I mean, you see them every now and then. You'll be driving and you see like I saw a little small one, probably about a foot long. I was driving last year and it just kind of ran across the road into the ditch, you know. Yeah, I mean, there's some things to watch out for down there, but that's pretty much snakes and alligators. I mean, that's pretty much. There's some black bears down there in that area, but you don't really see them a whole lot, and I don't think they would really be out there in the swamp areas. When we see them, mainly it's like around like the places where there's more solid ground, and you know, like the places I've seen them, and some of my coworkers have seen them, have actually been more places where there's actually houses. Because I think like they're opportunistic, so like trash and stuff. They hang around places where they can try to get trash and stuff. But like out, you know, I mean, they have like people out there who, you know, say that, you know, there's monsters out in the swamps and stuff that, you know, I mean, that's kind of the same people who, you know, different parts of the world, they say they have, or the country, they have Bigfoot. I mean, it all depends on how much you believe that stuff. Here in Louisiana, our Bigfoot, I guess, whatever you want to call it, they call it the Rougarou. That's like the little Cajun, the monster in the woods, you know, that don't go out there, the Rougarou will get you. They tell you that when you're little. But, I mean, it all depends on how much you believe that kind of stuff. If you're not into, if you don't believe in the, you know, the Bigfoot or whatever. My opinion on that, I kind of believe Mitch Hedberg. I take his stance on it. His opinion is that Bigfoot is just a naturally blurry creature. It's not the cameraman's fault. He's just naturally blurry. Which he said actually scares me a lot more. There's a large, out-of-focus monster roaming the countryside. And I know they have like National Geographic shows and stuff about like Bigfoot hunters and all that. I don't know. I mean, I've never seen a Bigfoot or any really evidence of anything like that existing. Like Nessie. I mean, do y'all believe in Nessie? Is there really a whatever kind of dinosaur that was, with the water dinosaur with the long neck? You know, is there still one of those living out there? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stories. Nest Cafe, but I mean, do you believe? I mean, how many people actually believe those? And so then they have like in Mexico, their version of it is the chupacabra. You know, it's like, and you have people that just like aliens. You have people every now and then that swear up and down they've encountered it and saw it and had interactions with it. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're not lying, but I feel like I would actually have to see like either see it in person or see like some footage I just couldn't deny. You know. Some kind of crazy, blurry footage and stuff like that. I don't know, you know, like, I don't know how much I'm going to believe that. Anything's possible. I mean, I know there's parts of the country that have really large areas of forest that not a lot of people go in there. I mean, who knows what survived and hides out there. I don't know, but I feel like over this many decades, you know, of modernization and people, you know, building houses, somebody would have either caught one, a dead one, or found a carcass or whatever. I don't know, but I believe there's probably more stuff on the bottom of the ocean that we don't know about because you got to think like I don't know like where it is, like how it is in Missouri, but I know like when I was in Tennessee and even here in Louisiana, like pretty much all the South, there are really almost no old growth forest. You know, and if you find one big tree every now and then in the area, yeah, that tree may have been there for hundreds of years, but you can't call that area an old growth forest because it has to be it can't just be one tree every now and then. It has to be a certain area, like big enough area to consider it an old growth forest. All this stuff was logged, you know, like that's why the trees that are all around us and all the forests are all about the same size. During like the Civil War era, or era, almost all the South was logged because they needed, wood. I don't know if it's like that up north. They probably think they have more oak growth forest up north, and I don't know what it's like in Missouri, but stuff like that. I mean, you had times when they were like logging everything, so there wasn't a whole bunch of land that was, not ever, people didn't go there. It was like left alone or not. Nobody was in there. I mean, everything was kind of, explored for, exploited for wood and all that kind of stuff. And maybe not all the swampland, but I mean, there have been people out there for a long time in those areas that live in those areas. They hunt, they fish, they make a living in those areas. So. But yeah, I think there's things on the bottom of the ocean that we don't know. I definitely think there's creatures down there. I mean, it's just so vast, and think about how much of the planet's covered. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, there could be things down there that we haven't discovered yet. Would not surprise me at all. And we don't really have a lot of the tech. Now, we can get to some of the deep places, but it's usually like rare that we do go down there in the really, really deep areas. And the footage we get usually not a whole lot. We just get like a little bit of footage here and there of, like the Mariana Trench. I mean, how much footage do we have? I mean, James Cameron went down there, right? I don't think, was it video footage he got or just like data or whatever that they got? I don't know. But the submersible that went down to look at the Titanic. I mean, look what happened to it. I mean, it's such a hostile place. And I realize the government has, what do you want to call it? Like they have equipment down there, and they're just constantly getting more and more. They're constantly putting more and more equipment on the ocean floor to monitor. They're mainly doing it, I think, for defense purposes. To make sure they can have a grid, basically, like we do in the sky. We have the radar systems in the sky. We know when say an enemy plane would come in our area. They're trying to kind of do the same thing, and I know they're not going to always tell us everything they have. So they probably have more than we even know, but I know they have stuff on the floor, ocean floor, like places that have equipment that are monitoring, using sonar or whatever. So now they might know some stuff, they might have seen some stuff that they just don't share with us. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. Same thing with the alien things. I mean, there's probably stuff the government knows that they're not ever gonna tell us. Yeah, the Mariana Trench is the what they say is the deepest. It's in the Pacific. The Mariana Islands is I think it's southwest of Japan and all that. Might be south. Might be directly south or more south. I can't remember, but I know it's south of there, off the coast of that area, south of Japan and all that. There's some little island chain called the Mariana Islands, and there's the Mariana Trench is I don't remember how deep it is. 36,000 could be. I don't remember. I know they said you can fit Mount Everest in it, and it would fit all the way inside of it, and then still have a mile left to the surface or something. Pretty crazy. Hey, Nescafe, can you hear the TV in the background or no? I turned it down some because I didn't want it to be too loud when I'm talking. But you seen some videos where people are diving? They tried diving and they drowned it? How deep did they go? Are you talking about the free divers that don't use equipment? They just go down trying to hold their breath? Okay, cool. I didn't want the TV to be too loud. There was a woman, I don't remember her name. She was apparently those people who you talk, I don't know if you're talking about the same kind of people. Yeah, free divers. I don't remember this lady's name, but she was one of the record holders. She died. She went down and she was fine. She made it to a crazy depth. She had her breath held for a long time. But in the ascent, she came up too fast. And the pressure changes. You get more and more pressure. It's kind of like in the air, the more air you have on top of you at the surface, you have a higher pressure than you do in the higher atmosphere. you think about in the water, the same thing. The deeper you go, you have more pressure on you, and when you come up, you have to come up and slowly or whatever to as the pressure you know comes back and you have basically I think your blood boils or whatever if the pressure changes too much. Something like, I don't really know exactly what happens. I can't remember what the oh, come on, get out of the zone. Um, what happens, like in your cells or whatever. I know that the pressure and when the water's deep in your like at the bottom of the ocean, your blood actually starts to boil. It gets so high. But when you're coming up, something about the pressure change, um, it's really dangerous, and you have to come up like slowly and like stages or whatever. And I think like once they go down there and do the free diving, they hold their breath to get the record or whatever. I think once they do that and they start coming up, they actually have somebody like divers that are diving with them with equipment. They actually give them some kind of equipment. So at that point, they're breathing through like oxygen tanks. So, because I mean, they hold their breath for a crazy long time to get down to that depth. But once they make come on, guys, you got a few shots in the goal just now, but nothing went in. But yeah, she didn't. I don't know. She came up too fast. She didn't do it right or something. I mean, she was a professional. Like I said, she had the record and stuff. And yeah, she died. I don't remember her name, but that was crazy. I watched a YouTube video about it. There's no way I would do anything like that. I'm not going. I don't even know if I would do it with a scuba diving tank. I mean, I don't know. I like water and everything. I like the ocean, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to, do that. Like, go diving deep. Yeah, I can swim. I like water and stuff. Like I said, I would swim in the ocean, like go on a boat or something. I'd get out and swim. But I don't know if I want to. I don't really want to go deep down. I don't. Maybe in a submersible. I don't even know because I mean the one that blew up, imploded. That was going down. Look at the Titanic. I mean, just the pressure down there. It's crazy. And then when it happens, like, I mean, they said that people didn't even have time to think. It just when that thing imploded, they were gone in an instant. Like, that's how crazy the pressure was. I don't really that kind of stuff doesn't interest me to go to those kind of places. I like seeing video from it, but I don't know if I really want to be in a submersible. Unless I knew it was like no way that thing was gonna implode, I might would do it. But I'm definitely not doing it with a scuba tank or anything, or like holding my breath or anything.
Most certainly gets the job done, but you get him swimming around a little more, you're gonna like your chances.
Mentioned it before, Philadelphia with 24 wins that leads the NHL.
I don't even remember ever learning how to swim in this cafe. Come on, guys. Get it out of the zone. He scored? Oh, Utah just scored. I don't know. That kind of looked like interference to me. Maybe it wasn't, but. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Yeah. They got it right over his shoulder. I thought the guy that was in the blue paint was there and he hit it in, but no. Not sure if you watched them or not, but there's cave explorers who go into very low spaces where they have to crawl and go into water areas. And they get stuck and drown, run out of oxygen. I have seen some videos like that, and yeah, I agree. I'm not. Man, we gotta. Can't believe we let them score. We gotta answer that. Yeah, I ain't going in no cave. I ain't crawling. I've seen those people. I don't. I understand you got thrill seekers out there and stuff. I mean, that's just kind of what those people have to have something like that. They can't, it's their gym, it's their makeup, whatever. That they have to be doing something crazy like that for adrenaline rushes or whatever. But not me. I'm not. That's not my deal. I'm not going to bear crawl or whatever through a cave. or I'm not really probably even going into a cave too deep. I mean, you could have the thing collapse on you, like you said, run out of oxygen. They have those places where you can explore the caves where they give tours. When I lived in Tennessee, me and a coworker, we had to drive out to like West Tennessee one time. I don't remember. It was around Clarksville, I think. Somewhere. It's called Dunbar Cave. You can look it up. But that was like, we would carry our fishing poles in the car with us. What we did is we would go to people's houses and do like, we were sales, but we were like the people who went and like if we wanted windows or siding or doors or something, we would go and like write up the the job and go out and give you an estimate and stuff like that, and see if you can get approved and all that. But that's what our job was, to kind of like do the in-home estimates and stuff. And sometimes when our appointments would get canceled and stuff, we'd have to drive all over the place, for appointments. And we'd bring our fishing poles with us in case something canceled. We would look for a body of water where we were close. So we both like to fish. Excuse me. And one time we were close to that Dunbar Cave in our afternoon. We had one more appointment at like 5, but it was like noon. And our like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock canceled. So we had like 5 hours to kill. So we were like, hey, let's go check out this little Dunbar Cave. It had like a little lake in front of it. And it was closed for whatever reason that day. Like the little gate in front of we walked up to the entrance of the cave, but they have like a big, like in the mall when they close the stores, have that pull gate they pull together. They had one of those in front of it. It was closed, locked up or whatever. But it was crazy because like walking up in front of it, it was like a summer day, like 80s, 90s outside. Not sure how hot it was, but when you walked up to the mouth of the cave, they scored again. Oh my gosh. And that was like a single breakaway. One dude breakaway to our goal and got a shot in. That was stupid. Come on, guys. Gotta answer that. But when you got up right in front of the cave, it was like standing in front of an air conditioner. You can feel there was like a steady cold air blowing out of the cave. It was one player to our 2, 1-on-2. Not even he didn't even have like a man advantage on us. We had 2 people, and our guys just skated right alongside him. Never tried to get in front of him or block it, and he just got a shot off right at the end when he got close. That's crazy. How you gonna skate right alongside of him and not even try to? It's almost like they were on his team and part of the breakaway. Come on, shoot it. Oh. That was almost in. We had a shot, and the guy in front of the net couldn't get the rebound to get another shot. If he would have, that probably would have went in. We'd have tied it back up. Dang it! Now they've got it out of us. They've got it back into the zone. Yeah, those caves, so dark. And true, never know if you're gonna cave in. Yeah, I mean you could have rocks fall on your head, and I don't know. It's just I don't really have any reason to. The only time I would ever probably do something like that or go into a cave or be in a cave is like, I don't know, like say you're always talking about these people who doomsday preppers and all this kind of stuff. They always talk about some kind of something happening, like where everybody's, major catastrophe or something, and you have to power grid goes down, all that kind of stuff. And for like a survival, if you're out in the wilderness, cave is probably, if you have a cave around you, it's probably gonna be the best place to set up, from the weather and all that kind of stuff. You build a fire in there and towards the mouth of the cave to where you could, it'd be warm, but you have some airflows where you wouldn't. That would probably be the only time. I know the Indians and stuff used to use those for that reason, but as far as traveling deep down and going like you're saying, small crevices and just, I don't know about all that. I would love to have some, like, I like rocks and, minerals and stuff like that. I think those are really cool. And I know some of those caves you can find really cool rocks and quartz and stuff like that, and things that have, been in the earth for a long time. That would be cool to have some of that stuff, but I don't even know if I would go in there and get it. I'd probably just pay somebody else if I knew a place that had a cave really deep down there and had some quartz or some, diamonds and some mines or something. I don't know if I'd go in there myself and get it, but oh, come on. Right in front of the net. He missed it. Man, they got it back. We need this win. We need these 2 points. Bad. Oh my gosh, they just got 3 shots right on goal right there in front. Another one. They scored again. You'll have fantastic caverns. You can ride through them and see them inside. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Well, I would probably do that. You can ride through them, but oh my gosh, right through his legs. Man, 3-1. Yeah, I'd like to travel to Branson one day and see that stuff. Yeah, the second period's just like, we're almost halfway through it. They've had 8 minutes or whatever gone, and they've scored all 3 of their goals in 8 minutes. We still have the 1 goal we had in the first period. We haven't even got another one. We're getting shots on goal like that, but we just can't. I don't know. Our shots are not as clean or good as what they're getting. I don't understand it. I don't understand why we can't put something together like they have been. Yeah, I like Cajun food. I like to cook, and I like to, I eat out sometimes too. But Cajun food is probably my favorite. I mean, I grew up on it, but yeah, that's my favorite kind of food. Boudin is one of my favorite Cajun foods. I like jambalaya, I like gumbo, etouffee, all that stuff. Stuff like that, man. We're moving out of our zone, and all of a sudden we make a pass, but it's not a good pass, and it goes right to one of their players. I mean, man, you got to clean that kind of stuff up. And how is it that their team doesn't do stuff like that? Like their passes are sharp and clean, and it goes to who it's supposed to go to. And ours is just like they lackadaisy or whatever. They just sling it out there, not really looking where it's going, and it goes right to one of the other players. Come on, keep it in. There you go. Shoot it. Ah, missed. That's what I don't understand. Like they shoot just like we just did, and theirs goes in. We get the same shot we shoot, but ours don't go in. I don't really understand that. I don't understand what's happening there. Are they just better at shooting than we are? Like that right there. Like, what are you doing? There's a player right in front of him, and his player's on the other side of him, and instead of trying to throw it behind or in front, right, like that player's not even there. Like he's gonna go right through him, and he just shot it right to the other team. I don't get stuff like that. And I know I'm being like what they call armchair quarterback, whatever. I don't play hockey. I know all that. I'm not saying that I could do better, but I don't understand. Like you're a professional hockey player. It just doesn't seem like it's that hard to be a little bit more accurate with what you're doing as far as passing. When I see their team doing it, like their guys are passing it pretty accurately. Like there are guys over here, they're gonna shoot right to their guy. They don't just throw it out in the into the abyss, and whoever gets it. Our players, somebody that just they grab it and they're like, oh, what am I supposed to do with it? And they just sling it, And it's usually their guy that ends up. All right, it's a commercial break. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. I'm watching the Nashville Predators. See, that's the logo right there. Can you see it? That's my favorite team. I used to live in Nashville, so I don't know if you heard me say that while ago. But I'll be right back. I'm gonna go use the restroom.
What's the number one reason to shop Rooms to Go? The Rooms to Go package. It's your savings advantage. It works like this. At Rooms to Go, every furniture furniture pieces priced below every day. That's a good thing. But buy the entire room, you save even more with bonus package savings. That's irresistible. And with hundreds of beautiful room packages to choose from, it's no wonder Rooms to Go is America's largest independent furniture company. We make decorating easy and more affordable.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became America's best-selling trucks. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 49 years and counting. And Ford, the most awarded brand for initial quality among trucks by J.D. Power.
Get 3.9% financing for 72 months plus $3,250 bonus cash, or get $5,250 cash back on a 2025 F-150 only at your local Ford dealer.
Three goals in 5-minute, 10-second span. Keller, Marconi, and Yamamoto as we take a look at the underlying numbers for Andre Chillin and the men.
All right, I'm back.
Offense and defend fairly well.
Nescafe, are you a Blues fan? Isn't the Blues in Missouri, St. Louis?
We've seen that as this game goes on. They generate a lot. I thought they generated a lot.
Are you not a hockey fan at all?
With the expected goal conversion now.
Sergachev and Dorsey on the blue line on this shift. 2 assists each. Yamamoto, who actually hit a surprise starter, has a goal and an assist.
Man, we can't seem to keep the puck. Like we're moving down the ice and we lose it. Okay, shoot it. Oh my gosh. We had a perfect scoring chance right there, but one of their players is kind of, oh my gosh. Our players are falling down. They had a guy right there. When we made the pass, like one guy was on this, moving in this side, and you make a pass to the other side, and the other guy shoots it in, you know. They had a player right in front of our guy that kind of broke it up, but man, that was so close. And then one of our players fell down trying to come out, like on his own. Let's call that blowing a tire when you just fall on your own. Nobody makes you fall. You watch it sometimes in the Olympics, so you don't watch like the National Hockey League. The Olympic break is coming up soon, I think. I think they have this week and next week. Maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, I think. I don't know when exactly it is, but they were talking about it the other day because there's some of the players on, I think Nashville has 1 or 2 that's going to be representing their country, you know. Come on, shoot it. Oh my gosh. Another great scoring chance, and it was just crowded in front of the net. We just couldn't get it. Our players just couldn't get a good shot on it. We shoot it. Oh my gosh. Shoot it again. Oh my gosh, there were like 3 scoring chances. We didn't make none of them. Like when we go to shoot, they pile all their people in front of the net, and it's just the puck can't get through. I don't know why we don't do that when they're moving into our zone. You know, like our guys just kind of stay out on the perimeters and give them wide open lanes. But you watch, I do love watching the old boxing from the old days and the 80s too. Oh yeah, like the old Muhammad Ali and stuff. The Thriller Manila, stuff like that. The old big fights. Rocky Marciano. Okay, that was before the 80s, huh? Larry Holmes and stuff, yeah. Mike Tyson. Okay, yeah. Mike Tyson was 80s, and then Rocky Marciano, though, most of his was in the 50s. What, 50s and 60s maybe? I don't remember when he was a fighter, but yeah. Older than that. Was he in the 30s? Was Rocky Marciano that old? Maybe so. I don't remember what era he fought in, but yeah, he's one of my favorites. The old time. Tyson was great during his day. Muhammad Ali obviously was great. Larry Holmes was great. Jack Dempsey. Who else? Joe Frazier. Yeah, all those guys. I used to have a Sega game called like Greatest Heavyweights. I don't know if you ever played that game on the Sega Genesis. And when you hold I think it was all three of the little side buttons. I think it was, I can't remember the remote control on the Sega. I'm trying to remember. I think it was 3 buttons. But you hold them all 3 down at one time, and each boxer had their own little, like, if you've been in the ring, they'd be squaring up, whatever. They had their little saying they would say. And it was pretty cool. I think Rocky Marciano's was, I'm going to embarrass you, he would say. You're going down, with that accent he had. I'm going to embarrass you, They had Larry Holmes on there. They had Jack Dempsey. Who else did they have? I can't remember. It was a cool game. Okay, Marciano was back in the 30s and 40s. Like, I thought it was the 50s. So it was a little bit earlier than I thought. But yeah, he was undefeated. They said his training regimen was so crazy. He trained all the time. And I also heard somebody said one time that I read or something about his knuckles, like when he made a fist. I think these last 2 knuckles, like the ring finger knuckle and the other one. Something about how they were like that, how they came up in his hand or something was I don't know if that's true, but it would knock people out, like it was some kind of genetic thing that he had. I don't know. But yeah, he's probably my favorite. I think he's probably the greatest boxer of all time. I mean, I know that Floyd Mayweather Jr. Went undefeated and all that, but to me, I don't look at him. Yeah, it was in the 50s and maybe the 60s. He got killed in a plane crash. Yeah, I don't remember the dates, but yeah, I knew it's old. I mean, I understand you're saying it's back in the day. But somebody like Floyd Mayweather Jr., I don't look at him. I know a lot of people do as being the greatest, but in my opinion, like I used to be big into boxing. I used to watch boxing a lot. I don't hardly ever watch it anymore. I just kind of got tired of. I saw too many decisions that I didn't agree with. It just kind of turned me off. Like back in the day when I was like really into boxing. But like when I used to watch and like back when in his early prime, whatever you would call it, there were so many fights that he didn't take. I mean, he's a smart businessman. I get it. Now he fought some of those people later that everybody wanted, but he fought them later on when they were like, at the end of their careers. But like during the heyday when everybody wanted to see him and certain other people go out, he would avoid those big fights. And I think it was strategy, just trying to, be smart about how he would take fights and just make sure he can keep his undefeated record. That's not how you're supposed to go. I never really liked that about him. He was a great businessman, made a lot of money, but I don't give him the greatest of all time because of that. I didn't like that. He robbed the fans of so many great fights that should have happened back in the day because of how he did that. And like I said, he might have fought those people later on when they either retired or they come out of retirement or ended their careers, but that's not the same, And in my opinion, it's not. So I don't consider him the greatest. I know he has the undefeated record also, just like Rocky Marciano, but he's a great fighter, but I don't consider him one of the greatest of all time. Or I don't consider him the greatest of all time. Yeah, I watch UFC nowadays more than I watch boxing. Like every now and then I may watch boxing, but like there's a fight tonight on UFC. I'm gonna watch that one. I don't know, back in early 2000s, I guess. Well, not early 2000s. Around 2007 or 8 is when I kind of started just getting fed up with boxing. And I don't know. There was, like I said, just too many controversial things. Like I'd watch a fight, and I mean I'm not a boxing expert, but I'd watch a fight and go, they have the decision at the end, and I'm thinking, that's not what I saw. Like that's not who won the fight. And then like you think, am I crazy? And then you watch like the post game. They'd have all the people on there talking. The commentators, and they're saying the same thing. Like that's not what I saw. Oh no, just things I didn't like. Like it, And I'm glad that they validated what I thought. I'm thinking, okay, I'm not crazy, but it just I don't know. I'm not saying it was corrupt. I don't know if anything, but I don't like that. I don't like whenever you clearly see that one guy won the fight, and then all of a sudden the other guy gets the decision. It turns me off. And so I started watching UFC back around that time. I remember at the time I was dating a girl, and she liked it too. And we used to watch that the Dana White's fighting the series they have, the Ultimate Fighter, I think it's called. I don't really watch it anymore. I haven't watched it in years, but I don't even know if it's. I think it's still on. I think it's they have new seasons and stuff. But I was big into it back in the day. Like that was one of our favorite shows to watch together. I saw a lot of the. It's funny, like, oh my gosh, get it out of our zone. They just keep giving. Man, they had like right in front of the net 3 or 4 people just taking shots at our goalie. I mean, I don't understand that. I'd get a penalty. Me, I'd be pushing somebody over or something. I'd cross check somebody, get him out from in front of our goalie. But like some of the older, nowadays I guess what you can call. I mean, it's crazy. Like decades just fly by so fast. But even some of the people who are retired now, like don't fight anymore. I remember watching that show and seeing them on the show, Forrest Griffin, people like that. Like make their way up through that show, and then they got the contract. Even some people who didn't win this show and get the contract, they still later on got into the, just because they were, Dana White liked them and they were good, good fighters. They end up getting a chance and going, fighting in the UFC and all that. So now a lot of those guys aren't around anymore. They've actually, fought out their career and they're done. But I mean, there's always new guys coming up and stuff. So it's I don't know. I don't watch the show, but yeah, I watch UFC a lot more than I watch boxing.
You can pick your numbers.
But there's a fight tonight. I can't remember who. I think it's is it Gahey fighting tonight? It's some kind of pay-per-view. I don't know who it is. But I'm gonna watch that.
I don't know anyone that takes more road trips than Ken Claudia.
I want to say the other guy's a Russian guy. I don't really know his name either. I want to say it's like a title fight though. I don't know if it's lightweight or middleweight or bantamweight. I don't remember which one it is. Maybe you can look it up. I can't look it up right now because my phone, I'm using it to stream right now. But yeah, I think the fight's at 10 o'clock. The prelims usually start around 8, I think. Usually if you have like any kind of cable, the prelims are usually free. Like before the actual main card starts, the main card will have like a couple of fights leading up into the the main event. You'll have like the undercard and stuff. But before that, they even have usually on a pay-per-view night, they have even more. You don't have to buy the pay-per-view to watch they call the prelims, like preliminary fights before the show even actually starts. Usually those are free and you can find them on like one of the, I don't know, whatever channel you get the UFC stuff on. But yeah, if you want to watch that one, you can watch the prelims on there. Now we only have 5 minutes left in the second period. We gotta put another goal in. At least one. We gotta cut it to a 1-goal lead at least to get out of this period. I mean, just in 8 minutes time, just bam, bam, bam. They scored 3 goals. I don't understand that. How you let that happen? If I was on a hockey team, I think I'd be in a penalty box a lot. I'd be fighting and I'd get frustrated and I don't know. I'm not a great skater. Yeah, I do reselling. I have a full-time job, like I was mentioning earlier, but during COVID, so on the days that we don't go in the field and go collect data, oh my gosh, right there in front of the goal, we missed it again. So each week when we get our schedules for each week, we have office days and we have home days, and it's usually a pretty healthy mix between the two. We're not in the field every day, we're not in the office every day. It's usually 2 to 3 days in the field or vice versa. But on the days when we're not in the field, we have to like take the data and stuff. We have computer work to do, like clean up the data and all that, get it ready before we give it to the state. During COVID, like at our office, everybody has a desk and you have your computer set up or whatever. And so like you would drive into the office and just work at the office that day if you weren't in the field. Well, during COVID, they had the 6-foot rule and all that. They didn't want us just kind of all piled in the office. Some of the desks are, within 6 feet of each other or whatever. Like, there's not cubicles, but it's just, some of the close quarters, whatever you want to call it. And so they told us during COVID to just take all our stuff home, like our computer setup and everything. Work from home on the days when we still went in the field, like we'd wear masks in the trucks and all that, whatever, use hand sanitizer and all that. When we're riding together in the trucks. But if you had an office day, then it became a home day. You still work, but you just work from home instead of driving into the office. So they've just left us like that. When COVID was over, they asked us at some point, do y'all want to move everything back, or are y'all cool with just doing it from home. So everybody's like, I'm cool. I just work from home. So if I don't like have a field day, I work from home that day. I just do computer work. And during COVID, when I first did that, I was looking for something to do on the side, like make some extra money. And I kind of researched some stuff to do, and I came across reselling. I really didn't know what it was, and I found some people who were doing it. I found some YouTube channels and stuff of resellers. They're showing how they were, they go to places where you could, buy stuff for cheap and resell it online. So I kind of got into it then, and I mean it's been with a full-time job. It's hard, it's been a side thing to devote the amount of time it takes to grow and something like that. Like I've had slow growth. I'm by no far like I'm by no means a big time reseller like some of the people out there who are like doing crazy numbers. I make a few sales here and there. I'm trying to get better and scale it up and grow it, but I'm just gonna have to do it along, with the other stuff I have going on. Because like I said, I have a full time job. I also have a little side business where I mow grass. Like I bought a lawnmower. You can watch one of the videos I made about it. I bought a zero turn here a while back, and to help pay for that, like I didn't want really my own money to come out of that. So I figured, hey, if I go get a few clients, and I can just use what I make on it to pay for itself, And that's what I've done. I've got about 5 or 6 properties that I do. So, and last year I had 4. I just added 2 more, to which we're in the off season right now, kind of. But once the spring, I'm going to add them 2. I did pretty good with 4. I'm going to see how I do with 6 and make sure I can handle it. Hey Kelly, how are you today? So, yes, we got another goal. Was that O'Reilly again? No, that wasn't O'Reilly. So, in addition to my regular job, then I have the cutting the grass, and then also the reselling. So, yeah, it's pretty cool to get into. I mean, if you do it full time, you can make it a full time job. Just you have to research it and figure out. You have to learn what to look for and stuff. But I'm doing good, Kelly. Just sitting here watching the Predator. I was watching the weather. I had it when I first come on the weather. Watching the. There's a big. I know y'all not dealing with it over there, where in the West Coast, but there's a big ice storm, winter storm moving across. We're gonna get, I think, some ice tomorrow. Hopefully not too much, but like the middle of the country, and from Texas, like North Texas, all across Arkansas and Tennessee, they're getting the majority of it. But the Preds game, Nashville Predators game, started at 12:30. So at 12:30, I turned it to the Preds game. So the last couple hours, I've been just sitting here watching the Preds game. Once the game's over, I'm probably going to go in there and a little bit later on this afternoon and go live again and do some more reselling stuff. But right now, I'm just sitting here watching the Preds game. Yeah. But Nescafe, yeah, if you want to get into it, I'll recommend just, I do videos where I show, like this afternoon, I'll be showing some stuff I found and kind of how much it's going for online. That's kind of what a lot of my videos are about, are just, what I find. And, oh my gosh, 3 or 4 chances and we couldn't get it in the goal. Man, we had it in there, right in front of their goalie. Like, we were set up for like a minute almost. And we had 3 or 4 different chances we couldn't put it in. So, I remember when I first started, I watched a YouTube channel called The Harry Tornado. That's his YouTube name. And I learned a lot from him. No, I don't sell on Amazon. I don't do the FBA stuff like that. I've thought about it, but that's a little bit, I don't know, that's a little bit more complicated than what I do. All I do is Etsy and eBay, pretty much. I do sell on Whatnot. I haven't had a Whatnot show in a while. I need to do another one. Whatnot's pretty cool. I've had a couple of Whatnot shows. And also, I just kind of sell locally. I go to, places and like little, what do you call it? Like, not farmers markets, but they have like trade days, things they set up here locally. I set up a little tent and I sell like that too. But yeah, mainly to getting into it, what you have to learn is just what to look for as far as like good buys. The secret or the goal. Come on, get in. Oh, he missed it. Sorry, we had a good shot on goal. All right, we still got it in their zone. 1 minute, 47 seconds left. Oh my gosh, he just his shot got blocked and they took it away. But if you watch channels like that are the resellers, that's mainly what you're gonna learn is like what items to look for that are good buys. I actually, if you go back and watch some of my first videos, one of the first videos I ever made was what not to do when you first start reselling. I talk about how like my journey, I didn't do it the right way. What you're supposed to do when you're going to be a reseller is like say you go to a garage sale and you see something that you think is a cool item, like say it's an old clock or something, whatever it is, and you think, oh, this thing, they're only asking $2 for it. It's got to be worth more than that. I could probably buy it and resell it online. You're supposed to look the item up right then and there before you buy it, and make sure that first off it's, find out what it's going for, find out what people are selling it for, and make sure you have enough profit to make it worth it. And it's also there's a way to look up an item to see kind of what they call is a sell-through rate. But basically what you want to do is when you go to like say eBay, type in the item, look for whatever it's called. Say it's I don't know, say it's a home and garden lamp or something. Type in whatever kind of home and garden lamp it is, and once you find the exact item, the name of it, you type it in on eBay. It'll show you how many search results come up. So if it says 100,000 search results for that item, that means 100,000 people have that same item listed. Then on the side, when you're in eBay, oh my gosh, he had it right in front of the goal and he missed it. We almost had another goal. So after you type in that and you look at how many lists it has for it, then you on the side on eBay you have all these filters. Go down to where it says sold and click that filter. Then it'll filter all the search results by actual sales. So how many of that item is actually sold? Then you compare those two numbers, and that's your sell-through rate. If you had 100,000 listed and 100,000 sold, that's 100% sell-through rate. If you have more items listed, then like say you had 100,000 of that item listed, only 50,000 sales. That's a 50% sell-through rate. So 50% is okay. 100 is always better, obviously, and then you could actually even get over 100% if. So you had 100,000 listed and 200,000 sold. The more sold than what's listed. That shows you the demand of the actual product or whatever it is. Like say if it's that particular lamp, if there's a whole lot of people that have it listed but not a whole lot of sales for it, that tells you it's probably not a good item to buy, because if you buy it, it's probably going to take you a long time to sell it because there's a lot of listings for it, and there's more people that have it than are looking for it. So the demand for it's not that high. The supply is way higher. That's how you're supposed to do it. And what I did is I went to an auction with a friend of mine. I have a deaf friend, and he liked to go to auctions to look for. That's how you're supposed to buy to decide whether you buy an item or not. But my deaf friend, he liked buying anything old. Like that's the deaf the sign language sign for old. Anything old and metal, he liked to. Doesn't matter if it's old farm equipment or those. He has a whole big collection of those metal tin lunch boxes. He likes collecting those. Even anything that was old and metal, he liked that stuff. So he would go to the auction trying to find stuff like that. Well, I would go with him to try to help him, because he's deaf, to help him. I'm not real good at sign language, but I've actually even forgot a lot of the stuff I knew. That was several years ago, but I need to get back into it. But I don't really get to hang out with him a lot anymore because I moved this side over here where I live now, and he's back in my hometown, which is about an hour and a half away. And I don't get over there a whole lot anymore. But I would help him, like with the auctioneer, telling him what's going on and stuff. Help him sign to him, what they're talking about, the prices or whatever. And one night I was there, and it was during that time when I had just come across reselling, and I was like, well, I'm going to maybe try to buy an item tonight, one or two things, and see if I can flip it online, I was just now getting into the reselling thing. I really didn't understand what I just told you about how to look it up and all that. I really didn't too much understand how to do that. And so what happened, an auctioneer, he was like, at some point, those fold-out plastic tables people use for like garage sales and stuff? There was like 3 or 4 of them connected together, like they made a big line with them. And there was a whole bunch of stuff all up and down the tables. It was full of stuff. And he kept trying, like he went item to item, or, a few different items he picked out, and he tried to auction them, and nobody was bidding on them. And then he said, at one point, since nobody was bidding on him, he said, "How about all of it? Everything on all the tables, like the whole lot." And he started at like $50 or something. I don't remember. But he got really down low, like to a price I couldn't pass up. And I was like, I had a little number and everything I had gotten because I was gonna bid on some stuff that night. And I just kind of raised my little number. I was like, I'll take it for all that, whatever. And I didn't think about. It was not really a good idea because I didn't even have enough room in my truck really for all that stuff to carry it home. There was so much stuff. I had to borrow boxes and stuff. It was pretty funny. My friend was laughing at me. But I got home and I had done that one other time at an auction and I went to a garage sale and bought a bunch of stuff. So in the beginning, I bought like several of those big lots, like a bunch of stuff. And when I did that, and I started going through everything, looking at each item, and I'm still kind of mostly selling a lot of that stuff from the beginning. Most of all the inventory I have is still stuff from a guy like that. And stuff is, if I would have went through each item and looked, there's some stuff that I have now that I definitely wouldn't have bought because, like I said, on those kind of things. So I make sales, but I'm not anywhere near like one of those big resellers, and I'm not even really going out sourcing new material or new stuff right now. I'm trying to get through the stuff I have. The death pile is what they call it. That's what I'll be doing here in a little while. I'm gonna get some more stuff listed today from the death pile, and I'm at some point, I haven't really talked about this a lot on my channel because I'm trying to wait, and so I can get closer to doing it. But what I want to do is I want to transition into making stuff. Like once I kind of get all this stuff. So I have all this stuff in here from the auction lots, but I also have stuff outside in the garage, and I have some old electronics and stuff. My grandpa, they were my dad's house from Texas. He used to, back in like the 80s and 70s, I think too. He as a hobby, like he had a full-time job, but as a hobby, he was really good at like fixing electronics, like VCRs and record players, just all, back in the 70s and 80s, that kind of stuff, amps and whatever, equalizer, just all kind of stuff, TVs. And so he would go, and he had like a little shop outside, and my grandma said he would go out there and just tinker with his stuff and work on stuff. He had diagrams he would draw out of, he would try to fix stuff, Well, he passed away a few years ago, and my grandma actually asked me one time if I wanted a bunch of his old stuff. She wanted to clean out that shed, and I was like, yeah. So I actually rented a U-Haul van. I drove over there to Houston, and I went to her house and I helped her. I cleaned out stuff. Everything she wanted to get rid of, I just took. I didn't know. I was like, whatever you want, don't worry about it. Whether I want it, I'll take it with me. If I don't want it, I'll throw it away. There's a lot of old electronics and stuff out there that I need to go through, but I'm not going to get into all that stuff until I get all this stuff in here done. But then I would like to transition into like making stuff. I want to either small wood projects, or I want to buy a rock tumbler. I want to do some lapidary stuff, something. I want to get in more making something than actually going out and buying stuff to flip. That's kind of what I want to transition into at some point. A woman who buys blue jeans, big name ones in thrift store. Yeah, clothing you can make. So probably one of my biggest sales I had was I don't remember what video it was. You have to go back and look through my videos. I think it was last year sometime. But I went to a Goodwill and I found a Adidas jacket. It was a green. It was an extra. No, it's a 2X, I think. May have even been a 3X. I can't remember. It was a big size. If it wouldn't have been a big size, like it would have been a large, I'd have kept it. It was like a vintage. It was green. It had the white stripes going down. The white stripes along the zipper, but also on the arms, whatever. Had the Adidas logo or whatever. And I looked it up online. I bought it for like $5. And I looked it up online. It was going for like over $100. I ended up getting close to $100. I normally don't price my stuff like when I find the same item. I don't price my stuff at the high end of what I'm seeing or the low end. I normally go in the middle somewhere. But it sold for like $80 or $90, I think. Right at $100, something like that. But yeah, it was a good. If you buy something for $5 and sell it for that, that's a good flip. That was probably one of my best items I've had sell so far. I did sell a speaker system for a little bit over $100, but I didn't make that much money off of that one. I may have made $15 off. I can't remember when I paid for it. Yeah, that was a good sale though. And I know blue jeans are, if you know what to look for, there's something I think about the tags, like of certain Levi's and stuff. If you know how to look for the old Levi's and stuff, and I'm not real big into that, so I don't really know a lot. I'd have to really research that. But like I said, I wanna transition out of that kind of thing. Some of the stuff I do have though from those auctions are clothing. I just haven't gotten to. I'm working through what's in the room right now, and then I'll move into the other stuff in there in the other room. And I do have a big tote full of clothes. It actually has two, I guess prom dresses or some kind of evening gown dress. They look like prom dresses. They're made with sequins and they have rhinestones all over them and everything. I don't know a lot about dresses, but I know that they go for a pretty good bit of money. I don't know if I'm gonna sell them online or maybe just find like a local little shop here, maybe during homecoming season or something. I mean, I know that some of those dresses people, now these are older, they're not newer dresses, but I know like you go to a dress shop for homecoming and stuff, you can pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a dress. So I figured if I could, sell these for 50, give somebody a good deal, 50, $75 a piece, something like that, I'd be willing to sell them. But the other stuff in there is just like shirts and just random clothing and stuff. But yeah, clothes can be a good thing to get into if you learn what to look for and stuff like that. But you've heard of my store on Etsy, or you've heard of another store that sells clothes. Yeah, a lot of people sell it. I don't know, and I wouldn't be opposed to selling it online. I don't know what would be a good way to ship that. I wouldn't want to. I don't know. It's not that I'm opposed to selling online, but oh yeah, Etsy stores in general that sell. Yeah, there's a lot of stores on Etsy and they sell. Well, you can find anything you want on it. We can find more stuff on eBay because Etsy does have a rule. Like if I sell something on Etsy, it either has to be something I make by hand, or I mean, if you buy a product and alter it or do something to it, you can consider that handmade because you did something to it. Or it has to be vintage. So if I have something that's not vintage, I have to put it on just eBay. But if something I have is vintage, I can sell it on both Etsy and eBay. So I have more listings on eBay than I do Etsy, and I still have a lot of stuff to list. Like I said, I'm going to go in there here after the game ends at some point this afternoon and work on getting some stuff listed. I just got through listing a bunch of tools. That's what I've been working on the last few days. Like sockets and stuff, crescent wrenches and combination wrenches and stuff like that.
Yes, now you get it. If you have an out-of-warranty car, you gotta call CarShield before your car breaks down. No time to drink. It's hockey hair time. Hockey hair time.
Excuse me. I'm sleepy today. I guess it's the rain. I don't know. Kind of rain and cold out there. It's good sleeping weather. But I can't sleep right now. I got stuff to do.
I broke my neck in an accident and they didn't know if I would be able to walk again. I wanted the best attorney I could find. Someone who really cared about their clients. If it wasn't for Ponzi Law, I may not have recovered.
If you've been involved in a serious accident, call Ponzi Law today. 615-244-4321.
There's a reason why Toyota is America's best-selling retail brand. It's the quality, dependability, and reliability that you expect from Toyota. And that starts right here in the USA, where Toyota has invested over $49 billion into 11 different manufacturing plants, including the newest one, a battery plant for its electric and hybrid vehicles. There are now 13 different Toyotas built in the USA, with more on the way. America drives Toyota. Let's go places. They're here.
You got snow happening again in Missouri?
The return of Frenzy Instant Games.
Yeah, they like this. It's raining over here. It's not snowing, but it's in the 40s. It's pretty cold. And it's just rain. So we got cold rain today and pretty much all day. It's cloudy. Like I don't even think the sun's gonna come out at all today. I mean, that's perfect sleeping weather. Hopefully, I sleep good tonight. I'm thinking it's going to rain throughout the night, or I don't know what time it'll stop, but I know in the morning at some point is when the cold. Once the rain stop, our cold air is going to make it make it down this way, and then like I said, then whatever's wet is going to probably turn to ice. Yeah, I think tonight, whatever y'all are going to get, the worst of it's probably going to be tonight into tomorrow. Flurries, then heavy tonight. I'm just not into this weather. Oh yeah, I'm not a cold weather fan at all. If I didn't have family here in Louisiana, I'd be gone. Like, how some people just don't have family, like it's crazy, but like they don't have any family at all. If I was one of those people, I would be in Bahamas or something. I would have moved out. I would have moved down somewhere near the equator or somewhere that doesn't have a winter. I would have moved there a long time ago. I don't ever need anything below 70 degrees. I don't have any use for it. I don't like it at all. Some people like the seasons and they want the fall and the winter, and I don't need that. I could have summer and maybe a little bitty spring or some kind of like little fall where it drops a little bit here and there, but like I said, it's to 70. I don't mind like a night in the 68, 69, or right around 70 at night because it's cooler and you can sleep. But below that, I don't have any use for it. I don't like it. I don't need it. I don't care about snow. When I lived in Tennessee, I saw all the snow I could ever want to see, and all the ice I could ever want to see. Every now and then we get some here. I mean, like last year we got historic snow here, but I don't even really want that. I don't need that. I don't care about all the stuff people care about when it comes to playing in the snow and all that. I can look at it in a postcard and be just fine, or see it in a book or something. Get that rain and the temps drop tonight. Without sun, you'll get ice. Yeah, they're saying that we're gonna, whatever ice we do get, it's just gonna be from like we've been getting rain all day long. So whatever rain is accumulated, like in your yard or the road or all that stuff, even on the tree limbs, whatever is there that's still wet is gonna just transition to ice. Like if you put an ice tray in the ice box, it's going to turn into ice. We're not supposed to get any actual rain, really. If we do, I think it's Sunday morning maybe, or Sunday maybe midday or something. Maybe there's a slight chance of some of that freezing rain just a little bit of it, the very tail end of it, might pass over maybe for an hour or so, maybe. It'll be slight, but hopefully it's not too much. But yeah, we shouldn't get the rain or the freezing rain or the sleet or anything. It's just going to be whatever's wet that we're getting rained on right now. Once the cold weather, it's going to turn ice. That's why I don't plan on going anywhere. I went shopping. I got enough stuff to last me till at least, I don't know, till Tuesday if I needed to, probably Wednesday. I shouldn't have to go to the store for anything till then. And by then it'll be cold all week, but we shouldn't have any ice or anything left. So, yeah, I hope we don't get it. I'm mainly what I'm worried about, and I know I watched earlier when I was watching the news. I'm going to change it back to that when I get off of here to see what's going on. But they were showing some of the power outages already. In North Louisiana, like up by, like directly north of here, Shreveport and all that, they're already got, like there was one parish, DeSoto Parish I think it was, or Caddo Parish, whatever it was. DeSoto I think is on the other side of the state. But whatever parish that was up there, the whole parish was out of power. So I mean, there's already people in East Texas, like Northeast Texas, and Northwest Louisiana, that area, from the Shreveport area. There's already a lot of people without power, and I know it's going to be worse throughout all night. I feel so bad for those people, even all the way up through Nashville and all the whole area of Virginia, just the whole line of it, Texas, Oklahoma, and I hate that for everybody. But I really hope we don't lose power here, because I don't not want to sit in a cold house. And I could get that little generator I have out, but I don't even know I could plug in like a little heater or something to it, but it's not enough to power really too much stuff. I'm not set up for any kind of, like I said, if it was summertime, I wouldn't really care. You can't watch stuff. I can hook the generator up, watch TV or whatever, watch stuff on my phone, but the temperature would be tolerable. Even in the middle of the summer, if it's 80 or 90 or whatever it is, during the nighttime you're going to get 70s, maybe 80s. I could deal with that. I can get down to shorts and I'm fine sitting here. when it's warm, but I can't stand cold. So like if I lose my heat source in here, oh, that's gonna be miserable. I probably won't even stay here. If that happens, I might go somewhere. I might go get a hotel or something. Yeah, I'm not about cold weather. I don't know of any store closes and stuff over here. I'm sure where y'all are, it's just safe for the store owners because, like, I mean, they're putting their life on the line just to go out and open a business. I mean, some of them, if they live at the store, they have a place they can stay at the store overnight. That's different. But if they're having to drive back and forth, I understand. Yeah, I saw pictures, and I talked to some people I know in Nashville the other day, and they said the same. Some water the other day, and one of the places I went, there was no more water on the shelf. People were buying all the water. It's not as bad as like up north where y'all are dealing with, like as far as all the dairy aisle and stuff. But the water was completely gone at one of the stores I went to. So I guess they feel like they're going to be. I mean, maybe they have big families. I don't know. More than they need. I see people's buggies loaded up. Looks like they're trying to survive for a month. It's like you're probably only going to need enough stuff for a week. But maybe they have really big families. I don't know. Maybe they have to have a lot of stuff for a bunch of kids or something. I don't know. But I have like a case, a little over a case, maybe a case and a half of water right now. If I need to run to the store, like I said, by Monday, probably won't get out all tomorrow, but by Monday afternoon or something, like I could probably run into town if I needed to. I mean, the roads should be okay. If nothing else, drive real slow, just run into town and see if they have some water or something, if I really needed to. But I'd probably be good till, Tuesday or Wednesday with the water I have. That's good. If you have like a gas heating source, that way if the power goes out, you still have heat. That's awesome. Oh, wow. That's not good if you're... Yeah, you don't want... I mean, I understand the dangers of having like I think some of those little propane heaters and stuff they're not even supposed to be used indoors just because of like the carbon monoxide and stuff. If you have like gas, like, gas stove or something like that, you can always even just open your stove up and, turn your stove or your oven on. Stuff like that. But like the little propane, like the ones for camping and stuff, some of those are not even really made to be used inside. So just be careful with that. Make sure you don't have any issues with carbon monoxide. Oh, okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. That's good. So if you lose power, at least you have heat. I mean, everything will be dark and you won't have anything to do, but at least you won't be freezing to death. It's better than nothing. Does your hot water heater run off the gas too, or is it electric hot water heater? Oh, you have... Oh, that's a wall heater. Okay, I thought it said water heater. What about your water heaters? Are they gas or electric? Come on, guys. We've got to get another goal. We got to tie this up. Like, we'll get into their zone, and then everybody just kind of standing around, not doing anything, and they just lose the puck. I don't understand that. Your water heater's electric, yeah. That sucks. I've always thought it'd be pretty cool to have like something outside, like a big, build some kind of like big fire pit. Those heat rocks that they use? Those big rocks certain rocks retain heat really good. Like say you lose power, start a big fire out there in that big, like a closed encased big fire pit or something, and have a bunch of rocks in there heating up, and then you could bring them inside, like go get a big, some kind of, something to carry them with so you wouldn't burn yourself, obviously. And you can bring a bunch of those heat rocks inside and just let the heat come off of them and heat your house up. And you can have other ones out there in that pit, on fire or whatever and you can just keep switching them out. I always thought that would be a good idea. Come on, we got it in their zone. Now we need to do something with it. What I would do if I had the money, if I ever come into some kind of money, like if I win the lottery or something, oh my gosh, shoot it. They're right there in front of the net. They just can't get a good shot. Sorry, they were right there around the net. They were just trying to get it in. I'm gonna do a if I ever get the money, I'm gonna do a geothermal setup. Are you familiar with that? That's like a one of the when I went to college in Nashville on campus. One of the buildings was they had a geothermal unit, a heating and cooling unit. So they like dig deep into the ground, and they have like the temperature in the ground like is pretty steady, and you just go to whatever depth you want, whatever temperature you want, and then they have like I guess a pumping system that pumps the air up through the piping or whatever, and it like inside of a building or a house, and it keeps. Say you go down to like where the air is in the ground, or the ground temperature is like 70 degrees, and you pump that, your house or in the side of the building, whatever, will always be 70 in the wintertime or summertime, whatever temperature you want to be your average temperature. Yeah, you come out like a fireplace for like wooded fireplace and stuff. Yeah, if you don't have a good ventilation system in a fireplace, I mean, I can see. And I'm the same way, but I love fires. Like growing up, we had a fireplace growing up, but even like my friends and I, we would go build fire. That was a big thing we did was build a fire outside. And I love fires and sitting around a fire and stuff, but I'm the same way. I have really bad sinuses and allergies, and that smoke gets me congested really bad. I'll still do it, but I don't really do it anymore. I mean, I would like to get back into making fires and sitting out there chilling. We used to play guitars and stuff around the fire. It was a big thing we did growing up. But I still would do it, but it's kind of just one of those things you have to just, to get the satisfaction, you have to just kind of deal with it, the sinuses. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Especially some of those old logs that have like, different things growing on them and stuff. A lot of that, that kind of stuff messes with you, the smoke off of them. Yeah, bonfires too. I have a huge pile outside of a tree that I had cut down a couple years ago that it's in a really big pile. It'll make a really big bonfire. I haven't done it yet. I'm kind of waiting on a good time to do it, to burn it all whenever, there's no danger of like, it spreading. I don't want it, make sure it's a good time to burn. But it's going to make a pretty big fire. I'm about to clear all the ground and stuff around it out. But that whole area, just between now and the springtime, that's my goal, is to have that whole area over there, turn that into my garden. So that area needs to be cleaned up anyway. But I don't want to start a big bonfire and then it catch the woods on fire or something, Because there's some people that live down the road that way, and I don't want my woods kind of go right up to the back of their property. I don't want to risk catching their house on fire or something. Like the wind can blow like embers or something. Man, 15 minutes left. Come on, guys. One more goal tied up. I mean, we're getting good scoring chances. We're getting like in their goal. We're getting all around the goal. We just can't put it in. They're in our goal right now. Face-off's in our zone. All right, we got it. Oh, we got a penalty call coming up. Yes. I didn't see what happened, but we got a power play coming up. Bang, fingers. Like I said, if y'all wasn't watching earlier, that's what they do when you're watching a Preds game in Nashville. When you're in the stadium, that's what they do. They make the sound. It sounds kind of like I can't really reproduce the sound. It's like a scary sound. Like, it's the fang fingers. Nashville, like that saber-tooth tiger. That's what the fangs come from. That's the logo. All right, we got a power play. We gotta put a goal in, or put a puck in goal during this power play. See if we can win the face-off. Nope. Utah won the face-off, and they cleared it already. All right, here we go. Oh, we had to go. Yossi got it. He's moving up ice. We can't even get out of our zone with it. Oh, tried to pass it, and it was I don't know who he was passing it to, but I can't see it. And he didn't even catch it. We've already lost 30 seconds in the power play already. We hadn't even gotten their zone yet. There we go. Finally in the zone. All right, shoots it around. Oh. The guy grabbed it and cleared it. I used to watch football back in the days, the Chicago Bears. And they had a guy called a Refrigerator. Yeah, I remember Refrigerator. Growing up, I don't remember if I ever saw him or he had already retired, I think, when I was a kid. But his name, obviously know the name. But they got rid of him, and I don't watch him anymore. Yeah, there was a lot of old players back in the day, like Hall of Famers and stuff. He was a huge fella. Yeah. But he got big and had to let him go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know why. I don't even know the story about his career. I do know who he is, the Fridge, Are you a music fan? You like music? I don't know if you know who Tom Bukovac is. He's a Nashville session player. He's really good. One of the best guitar players out there. He loves old football like that. Like he on his channel, he does like a lot of music stuff. I play guitar, so I like watching his. I'm not a terribly proficient guitar player. He's amazing, so I'm nowhere near his level. But I like watching his videos and stuff and learning. But he loves to watch NFL, but he's always talking about the old days. Sometimes he'll even show he has like old cards and stuff from some of those old players like that. Like Walter Payton's probably my favorite player from back in the day. That was still a little bit before my time, but I do remember, like being a kid and hearing his name and stuff. And I don't remember when he died. I can't remember when his last year in the NFL was, but he was one of the greats, man. Yeah, you should check out Tom Buchenbach's YouTube channel. It's called Homeschooling, and the schooling is spelled Skoolin, I think. He just he's literally one of the greats. Like in Nashville, like if you talk to any of the big name Nashville singers, big name music artists, they all use him on their sessions. I mean, he's been around Nashville for a long time, and like he's one of the best session players in Nashville. He's known for that. So I think you would like his videos. You should check him out. I don't know him or anything. I know people who know him. I have mutual friends, but I've never met him. I don't know him. But you'd probably like some of his stuff. He obviously plays, there in Nashville. He's been on if you go look back through the records and stuff, you can find like credits on album stuff. It'll blow your mind how many albums he's actually played on. But he doesn't just play country. Like if you go watch his videos, some of his favorite bands are like Genesis, stuff like that. Is it Genesis? No, is it Genesis? Or is that the album? What's the I can't even think of it. It's like old rock. There's some, but he don't do so much bluegrass, but yeah, old rock like I can't think of right now the name of that band. That's like his favorite though, but stuff like that, like, and he'll play like when he makes videos, he'll play some of those older songs sometimes, like just kind of. But most of the stuff he does is just showing you like, he's a session player, so he comes up with stuff. Like that's his job, is to come up with new stuff to put on songs. Like when they cut an album an artist comes in the studio to cut an album, they have a new song that they're about to put out, so they need people to put like electric guitar on it or whatever, So that's what he does. He comes up with he writes music, I guess, but he comes up with it on the spot. He's just in the studio. But he'll do some of that kind of stuff and show you some of the, I guess you can call it tricks or if you're a guitar player. I mean, it's just stuff I don't know how to describe it. It's just like licks and just really neat stuff. I mean, some of the stuff he does though, you can't just watch him and do it. You have to. He's really really good. So if he shows you how to do something like a technique that he does or something he does, you're gonna have to. Unless you're really good, you're gonna have to take it and work with it for a while to be able to do it. You know, it's pretty complicated stuff. You know, some of the stuff, not everything, but a lot of the stuff he does. But yeah, homeschooling is the name of his channel. Highly recommend it.
Definitely helping to improve your offense, and there's no question about that. Is a couple really strong games in the last two.
Oh my gosh. We had one player driving down the ice. He was surrounded by four of their players. Okay, here we go. We got Forsberg. Got a. Oh my gosh. But anyway, they had four of our players surrounding our guy. He was by himself, and they just took the puck away from him. But then we took it back, and then we tried to go on like a little breakaway, but we lost it. They ended up taking it back. They had like the pass got deflected or whatever. But man, we just can't catch a break. As soon as we stop here, like as soon as we. Oh, they blocked. Okay, I'm gonna run real quick in the other room. I gotta check something real quick. Be right back.
You mentioned it, Base. Utah has won nearly 60% of the face-offs this afternoon. So Stamkos will take this one. Stamkos has won 5 of 7. That's why he's taking the draw and not Ryan O'Reilly on this one.
That's a strong side. We have the righty lefty. Stamkos is a righty, so strong side here for Stamkos, and he has had success tonight. So why not get him in there?
Bane will take the draw for Utah. Battle for it. They will steer it back towards Schmidt. Nick Schmidt says they kept waiting with 4. This pass through the neutral zone. Deflected by Schmidt. And up on halfway through the third.
All right, I'm back. Penalty on who? On us? Oh my gosh. We got 10 minutes left. We're down by 1 goal, and now they're on the power play. Sucks. I don't know if I had a Nintendo hockey game. I don't remember having a Nintendo hockey. I did have a hockey game on Sega. I don't remember what the name of the game was, but actually, my game was a friend of mine's game, and I would play that down at his house when I go to his house, and he actually let me borrow it, and I brought it home and I would play it on my Sega at home, and I think that was a Sega. It might have been Nintendo, but I think that was on a Sega. I was talking about that earlier. That's back when I get it out of the zone, guys. They're just giving their players like shot after shot on our goalie. But I didn't really know a lot about hockey back then, and I would use the Pittsburgh Penguins. And back on that game, that's when like Mario Lemieux was on that team, Jaromir Jagr. That was my favorite player back in the day, just because I didn't know a lot about hockey, but just from playing the game and stuff, I liked Jagr. Okay, how is that not a penalty? We're tripping on us. Okay, he just tripped our player, and they don't go in the penalty box. That ain't right. I hate referees in every sport. I hate referees. I don't think we should have them. I think there's enough technology nowadays. We don't need referees. And I don't mean to sound like, some people out there, they say, oh, you're being whatever. It's just, to me, there's no point. We don't have to have them nowadays. And some people out there that make the argument, oh, and then they score. How's that not interference on the goalie? Some people out there say, oh, there's just part of the game. If they make a bad call, that's just, it's just part of the game. I completely 100% disagree with that. Somebody who's not playing at all, just sitting there to like making calls, they should have zero influence on the game as far as how the game goes. And they make calls that literally change the outcomes of the game. And some calls are bad. So it just leaves open the the chance for corruption, all that. I mean, there's just no reason for it. That we don't, with all the technology now, we maybe have one person out there just to tell us what's going on, whatever. But as far as all this stuff where they making calls and stuff, they're so bad in every sport. I mean, they're just refs and people, argue, oh, these people are, doing their best job. I don't care. It's not about doing your best. I understand back in the day when we didn't have a choice. Hey, I get it. Don't give them crap. They're doing their best. We don't need them anymore nowadays. We don't need refs. They're so bad at what they do. I think they should be taken out of every sport, especially football and hockey. Those are the two that I watch the most, and it's really bad. I mean, some of these calls, the way they get called, and nowadays with sports betting and all that, I mean, just you can't help to wonder. I mean, I hear so many people. I don't even watch the NFL anymore. I used to, but I hear so many people nowadays talk about how when they, they're still NFL fans and how bad it's gotten to where it don't even seem like it's real. It's almost like scripted because the calls are so. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't you just completely get rid of that? But yeah, I don't know if it's like they don't like the players or if, like I said, if it's some other, like say you're a referee. There's ways of being bought off that can't be found out. It can't be traced. Let's say you're a referee and you have kids, okay, and this rich person or whatever wants to pay you off to make these calls. He doesn't have to give you money directly, but say he's just a real rich person and he guarantees you that your kids are going to get into whatever college they want to get into, or he's going to do something later on for your family, or do something and make a deal with you somehow or some way that's going to benefit you down the road where it can't be directly tied to the. I mean, there's so many ways around just getting somebody that gives you money that can be traced, or make a deal like that can be found out. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. People are so naive when it comes to thinking that that's the only way that corruption happens. I mean, it happens. You can have it. They can make a deal 10 years down the road that they'll do something for them or whatever. It's like, and it's something that nobody would ever be able to prove. That they did. I mean, there's no reason for it. It's my whole point. We don't have to have it anymore. There was a time when we had to have it because we had no choice. Now we have enough technology. We don't need it. We have all the, we can have all the cameras in the world. We have cameras that can see everything right. People watching can look and tell you, look, right there what happened. You don't need somebody on the ice that didn't get a good look at it or whatever. I mean, it's blatantly clear what happened. And you still get bad calls. It just doesn't make sense. And I don't mean to sound like I'm, ranting or anything. I guess I am, but I mean, that just bugs me. And I mean, that's what when you're watching, you hear the announcers where they just said, oh, maybe they got away with one. That's what they always say. Oh, they just got away with one. Like you're watching a football game and a clear pass interference. Like say it's a crucial point in the game where your player's driving down the field trying to score a touchdown, and it was like trying to convert a fourth down or something, and they just got away with one. That's a game-altering call right there. Literally took points off the board, and you just kind of brush it off like, oh well, it's just part of the deal, No, it's not part of the deal. It should never be part of the deal. That those people who have they're not athletic at all. They don't have anything to do with the game. They're not making any kind of plays. Yet they're influencing the outcome of the game. To me, that's ridiculous. And to say that, it's always been like that. That isn't. To say something's always been a certain way is no reason, in my opinion, it's not a good excuse to do something. Just to say, it's always been like that or whatever. We just always had them. So what? Now we don't need them anymore. We got technology. We can get rid of them. I've heard over the years where the refs are putting some of the best hockey players in the penalty. Yeah, stuff like that, like taking the best players off the ice. I mean, crippling the other team. That's what I'm saying. If I was on a hockey team, I'd probably stay in the penalty box. I'd be fighting. I'd fight all the best players on the other team and try to bust them up so they couldn't see good. Bust their eyes up and so they wouldn't be as sharp. I mean, why not? Strategy. Like you said, you got the refs doing it, so taking them out, I'd be fighting all the time. I'd go hire some boxers. Hey, it's fair. You can fight in hockey. You're gonna get put in a penalty box. I mean, they'll let you fight. I'm not saying I would go in there and start assaulting people. If somebody didn't want to fight, obviously I'm not gonna just sit there and punch them. But you go push somebody. If they want to throw down with you, throw down. That's fair. That's fair. They was into it. They wanted to fight too. Do your best to bust them up. I'd go hire some people who have like trained boxers their whole life and teach them how to skate really good. It's like your job is just to beat people up. I don't even care if you don't ever shoot a shot in your whole life. I just want you to go out there and teach them how to skate real good, and I just get in fights all the time. I mean, if you can, and you think in hockey like, these players must have had like they must have really hated each other, had a lot of beef or something, and that's why they got into a fight. If you ever watch any of the games where they have a player mic'd up and they let you get to hear the audio, it's not like that. They talk so much trash to each other throughout the game. It don't take but just sometimes one sentence being said to another one that they're ready to fight. Like it ain't like these guys are like mortal enemies. They just like you'll hear them mic'd up. Sometimes one player will pass by another one and say, "Oh, you're stupid," or that was you're dumb, or I don't know, you suck or something. And that's enough just to make him want to fight. Because their emotions are high. The game and all that kind of stuff. It don't take much. Oh, they just got another shot on our goal, hit the post. We're down about 2 goals now, and our players are just, I don't know, like they're not even acting like they're, I don't know. They just keep letting them go down there and shoot goals on our goalie. I don't get that. That hockey game was hilarious. I always took the big players against skinny players and wiped them out. I didn't do a whole lot of fighting when I played the game because I was more. I mean, I did fight every now and then on it, but I don't even remember how to start a fight. It was like AB, AB, AB or something. I don't remember. But come on, we got a good scoring chance here. We've set up. We just got to. Oh, he missed it. And they got it out of our zone. We got to go back in. Yeah, we tagged up and then we shot the puck across the ice where nobody was, and their player just went and got it. Mainly when I played the game, like I said, had Mario Lemieux. He was really, and Yagomir was good too. Murphy was good, but I tried to get really good at like setting up scoring chances and stuff because I wanted to win. Like if you just sit there and fight all the time, your team's not going to be good. You're going to lose a lot. And I was trying to get good at like winning and stuff. So like I was trying to learn how to like obviously it's like I guess when you play Madden, certain players are better. When they build the game, they build the certain players better. So same thing in that hockey game. Like Mario Lemieux, he was he's one of the greats. So they made his player faster, a little bit better than the average player on that game. So you'd be dropping in for a scoring chance, and there was a higher percentage chance that if you shot with him, you were going to score rather than shooting with if that makes sense. So that's mainly what I did. I would fight every now and then on that game, but I had boxing games and stuff to play if I wanted to go and just do some fighting. But I'm just saying if I was like a coach of an NFL team or an NHL team or like an owner of a team, and I know some teams are better and they have what they call enforcers. And the bigger people, that's their job. They still do play the game as far as like trying to score and stuff. And they have other jobs, but one of their jobs is to be an enforcer. I get that. I'm just saying I would take it to another level. Like I would, like I said, go get some people who like train boxers their whole lives or something, like really good fighters or MMA fighters or whatever, and teach them how to skate really good. And be like, all I really want you to do is go out there and just beat people up all the time. Try to get in as many fights as you can. bust some noses. When you get hit in the nose and bust somebody's nose or bust their eyes up a little bit, give them some puffy eyes, they're not going to be that sharp the whole rest of the game. So that can be a real asset to your team if, you can take some of their players, get them off their game. They might finish the rest of the game, but they're not going to be as sharp and like as far as their mind goes. When you get your bell rung, sometimes your head ain't right the whole rest of the day. That's what I would do, but I don't know why they don't do that. I know back when I lived in Nashville and I used to go to a lot of the games. Oh my gosh, we missed that shot. Like Chicago Blackhawks is one of our big rivalries. That's what they used to say all the time. And they always had like a lot more, I guess what you call enforcers or bigger people or aggressors than we did. So I'm like, every time we would play them, seems like they would, overpower us. And, just like they were more aggressive and more intense than we were. And I remember people used, back when I was first learning hockey, people used to tell me the reason we're not very good is because we just don't have very many enforcers. We don't. Our players are kind of undersized. But now I think we actually have a couple people on the team that are, I think McCarron is one of them. We have some bigger guys on the team, and I mean I think we're doing better at that point, at that phase of the game. I think. I don't know how we stack up around the whole league nowadays, but man, we got 4 minutes left. We need 2 goals. This is not good. Not good. Come on. Every time we start to move into their zone, we get like right on the line to move in, and then one of their players takes it away. Current UFC fighter named Jake. What's his? I'm trying to think of. What's his name? His last name starts with an H, I think. If it's the guy I'm thinking of, I think he might be a Jake. We pulled our goalie already? Yeah. Okay. We pulled our goalie, so now we have 6-on-5. But if you know anything about hockey, now we have an empty net. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. I think his last name starts with an H. Hollandaise or something. I can't remember his name, but yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. I don't know UFC like I used to. Like I know some people, but oh my gosh, we had a good scoring chance, but they blocked it. Their goalie covered it up. Like back in the day, I knew like when I was really big into UFC. Like I said, me and my girlfriend back in that time, the girl I was dating, she was into it too. So that was our thing. Like we'd watch it all the time. But nowadays, I try. Like tonight, I know there's a fight tonight. Oh, Jake Paul. Yeah, he's not. I think he's more a boxer. He may have used to fight in the UFC, but I think he's a boxer. He fought. He just fought somebody. I think he got his butt whipped. But last year or so, I think he's the one who fought Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's like retired now or whatever. I think it was like a exhibition match, but Mike Tyson actually did pretty good for being as old as he is. I mean, he stood in there, and I don't know. I guess you can say Jake probably won the fight because he got more shots on him and stuff. But I mean, he never really hurt Mike. Mike stood in there pretty much the whole time, and at that age, that's really impressive. But I think he fought somebody else here recently that was actually like a really good fighter. Because Jake Paul has always been known as more of a. I think he was like he started out as some kind of influencer, like social media influencer or something. And come on, get it in the zone. We have an empty net, so we can't just let them get the puck because all they gotta do is shoot it down the ice and they're gonna get another goal. But here they go, and they just got it, and they're gonna probably shoot on goal. Yep, good thing they missed. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I didn't look at it as any kind of. It was an exhibition. I didn't look at it like that, like it was some kind of real fight. I mean, I just looked at it like, Mike's getting old. I mean, he's retired, And I think that was probably just fun for him to, to get back in there one last time and just have fun. Like when him and he fought somebody else, was another older fighter a while back. Before that, like a few years before, he fought Jake Paul, and he pretty much won that one. Was it Sugar Ray Leonard? No, I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Sugar Ray, but they're both kind of old. But it was more or less just I think those guys just enjoy it. Like they want to get in there and kind of feel like they did when they were young. And Jake Paul, he, in my opinion, he didn't really try to. Oh my gosh, how did he miss that shot? We had to get it. Do not let him shoot that goal. Uh-oh. And then we got another penalty. Oh my gosh, minute and 30 seconds. We're going to lose this game. I just think for those older fighters, that's just the way for them to, to get back in there and like. Oh yeah, Mike was a terror back in the day when he was like back in his prime. But yeah, I just think that's like a chance for them to get back out there and like I said, just kind of one last hurrah for them to for fun. They can't rewind time, but it's like just getting like I said, I don't think Jake was headhunting and trying to knock him out. I think he was in there with one of the greats and he was just enjoying it. He took some shots and stuff, and Mike got a few good licks in, but I don't think it was meant to be like this is a legit fight. Like it's just not. I didn't look at it like that. More for the fans and more for Mike and stuff like that. Probably gave him a lot of money too. I don't know what Mike's financial situation is nowadays, but probably pretty good payday. Maybe that was like a retirement thing. He just did it to boost his retirement fund a little bit. Do you remember the old Mike Tyson's Punch-Out game? Did you ever play that? That game I did have on the Nintendo, and I used to play that when I was a kid. I played that pretty good bit. I had two older brothers. They both, I think, beat the game. I never did beat it. I think I made it to Mike one time. I didn't have the patience for, like one of the games like I would play that my brothers played or whatever, like I would make it to the final boss or whatever you want to call it, or like the final end of the game, but I just never would stick with it long enough and have the patience to to learn what to do to actually beat it. I would just play for fun. I would get pretty high, but in the game, but I just wouldn't. I didn't beat it. I wouldn't get that far, that good, good at the game, like my brothers did. I beat Super Mario. I remember that, but I don't think I ever beat Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I always beat Glass Joe pretty good. What's the Indian guy's name? The one that you spin around and disappear. He would sometimes give me problems, and then as you got up from there, like the big fat guy. Actually, I don't remember what order they went in, but the big fat guy whose pants would fall down. Yeah, the tiger guy. Sometimes he would give me problems, but I got to where I could beat him, and I get to the fat guy, and then like I said, didn't get like the whatever the big muscular guy was. I can't remember what his name was, but like some of the higher ones up, like. When I finally made it to some of them, like I got smoked, and I got to where it took me a while to be able to get through them. And like I said, I think I made it to Mike like once or twice, and I didn't know. Like you got to know like the rhythm and bald bull. You got to know the rhythm of whoever you're fighting, when to block, when to go on offense, stuff like that. Like when Tiger used to do that spinning thing, like if you block right at the right time, you time it up just right, he doesn't hurt you, but. You got to learn stuff like that in order to. We just lost the game. Dang, man. We needed those 2 points. We still got more games left in the season. The Sandman, yeah, I remember him. He was hard. Took me a while to be able to beat him. Like I said, all I have now is a Super Nintendo in there, and I'm not even sure if it works. I'm gonna have to like get online and find a power cord for it because, like I said, it was in the middle. It was in that auction stuff. Um, get online and find a power cord, and it has a remote control with it. And now I got to get some games. I can find games pretty easily. You can find those at garage sales or whatever nowadays, and the games are pretty inexpensive, depending on what game it is. I guess if it's like a real popular game, if it's in like new condition. But I thought about maybe getting that thing working and maybe doing some videos on playing some old Super Nintendo games. I don't remember what Super Nintendo games were the ones I played the most. I was more into regular Nintendo and Sega Genesis. That was my main two consoles I played on back in the day. My friend had a Super Nintendo, and I would go to his house and we would play like what Mario was it? The Yoshi one, like the Super Nintendo Mario one. That one. I don't remember what else we used to play on Super Nintendo. Well, whatever he had, I can't remember, but mainly it was the regular NES. Is what I played on most. That and Sega. All right, the game just ended. I'm gonna go back to check the weather. I'm probably gonna get off of here in a second. And like I said, I'll go live again. It's like four something now. I don't know, in an hour or so, I'll probably go back live. I'm gonna go in there and do some reselling stuff and like list some stuff. And I'll probably set it up and while I work or whatever. But I think I'm gonna get off of here in a minute. I'm gonna go back to the weather and check it out and see what it's doing. But I appreciate you stopping in, Nest Cafe. Hope to see you again sometime. Like and subscribe, if you want to, if you're interested in this kind of stuff. And when I go live, if you do the notification thing, you'll see when I'm live. But yeah, it was nice talking to you. Nice to meet you. And stay safe up there with all that weather, man. Just do what you gotta do to stay in or whatever. Make sure you have everything that you need. Yeah, that's cool, man. Check in later. Like I said, I don't know what time I'll go live again this afternoon. I won't go for too long this evening, but all right, man. Take care. Like I said, nice to meet you.
Right now, back over in Central Missouri.